see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots, and a sexy body full of tats. Baby's back.
Oop. Right as we right as we go live, we lose Rusty. Okay, what the heck? I don't know what just happened. All right, there we go.
What up?
I don't know. I don't know what happened. We just lost Rusty right as I hit the button. Where did he go?
I don't know. Maybe his moose stopped running on the treadmill.
Apparently, that's what happened. All right. Oh, he's back.
Stuff.
Rusty's back. There we go.
What a way to start off the first live
With-
episode.
the first So,
Oh,
guys,
he fixed his name, but just so you know, you can change it too. Man.
Yeah, I'll
I
change
might.
it.
I might. Don't you touch my name.
All right. I think I need to adjust Ricky's audio. So either way, guys. Oop, I'm getting echo from somebody.
Not a me.
Who am I getting echo from? That's weird. I hear it clear as day.
I heard you like background echoing.
Yeah, I don't know where that's coming from. Because I can't hear myself, so I don't know where that echo is coming from. So I'll back off the mic a little bit. It's Rusty. It's got to be Rusty. You're muted right now, and I don't hear an echo.
Ha ha.
Do you want me to go bury myself in an igloo or something?
Yes,
It is
you
definitely
should.
You.
You
As soon as you
absolutely.
came back in, it started again.
Yeah, as soon as...
I
Hold
don't
on.
hear anything. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
What's weird about it is echo cancellation is on, so it shouldn't be a problem. But either way, so guys, welcome back to the most awkward intro to a podcast ever, and also the confusion that this is on the SHOKY channel, not on the NowYouMadeItAwkwardMail channel. Just gotta hope that we get
What's
anybody to come
NowYouMadeIt?
watch. That's that podcast that you're on sometimes.
I'm not
What's
on
a
a
podcast?
I'm on a podcast called
Podcast.
Manhattan Project.
It's a
and one called
podcast.
Now You Made It Awkward.
Okay. For some reason, Ricky's echo cancellation was actually turned off, and for some reason, your audio was really low. You might actually have to pull your audio close to your face, Ricky.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Oh, I will threaten you with all the good times.
I'll
Either way,
put
guys,
my mouth right on it and talk like this the whole show.
it just sounds fantastic. So go ahead, that's great. So, guys, welcome to episode 41 of the Now You Made It Awkward podcast. I am SHOKY. Of course, you should know that because this is on the SHOKY Reviews channel. Hi, guys. This is our first attempt at doing this live, and this will be the first time they've seen a live stream on this channel since October. So,
You're welcome.
yeah, because apparently if you haven't hit the correct button on a YouTube channel on the back end, you have to wait 24 hours before you can do your first live stream. Even though your channel's been established for 8 months
That's great.
and everything else is verified. It's so stupid. So either way, of course, you can subscribe to the SHOKY stuff if you want to. But actually right now, let's reach out and get people to subscribe to the NowYouMadeIt channel, the Now You Made It Awkward channel. Because we only have like 35 people there and we need more. Go over there. And of course, over here to my left, we have a Ricky.
Oh, I thought we were touching tips. What's up, y'all?
No, you got to go the other way.
No, I don't.
Get-
On my screen, I'm going the right way.
It's reversed on. Could you just work with us?
It's reversed on your screen, but it's normal everywhere else, Ricky.
Oh man!
Like even your socks are on right. So either way, that's Ricky. Did Ricky freeze, or is he
Nope.
just not? I think you did.
No.
I think you did freeze. You didn't move, and then suddenly you moved. You're not. Your internet sucks sometimes. Is your PlayStation doing stuff right now? Rusty, do you see Ricky frozen?
I think
No,
he's-
because I was just sitting
he's
still the whole
just-
fucking
he's
time,
just
you
a
asshole.
fucking guy.
It's honestly hard to tell because his face looks glitchy, anyways.
Hey,
So
you
either
go
way,
fuck yourself. This is a
you can
gorgeous mug.
You can follow Ricky and all the work he does for Nerd Rage Radio on the Facebooks and the links down below. You are freezing periodically, so that part.
I
is
told
true.
you we have a bad thunderstorm going on right now,
Yeah.
so my internet
So
wonky.
apparently Ricky has Starlink, and when it's stormy outside, his internet sucks.
I don't even know what Starlink is, but we have what is this fucking one? Spectrum, so it might as well be whatever shit you're joking about because Spectrum could suck.
I was gonna make a Spectrum joke, but I figured that's a little mean. So
it's
let's
literally
not do
what I
that.
have. Used to be Bright House and fuck Spectrum.
Yep. And then also, since he already mentioned it briefly, so you can catch Ricky live over on the Realm of Collectors YouTube channel on Friday nights at the exact same time that I'm streaming over on the It Doesn't Have to Make Sense channel. And you can catch the Realm Hatton Project, which he did last night. And then down here below us, because he is the Rusty Mechanic. It used to be the rusty trombone. Will
No,
be again.
it was never the rusty trombone.
It
never
was
the rusty
always the
trombone.
rusty trombone.
Is that why you left and came back? Is because you wanted to fix the name?
No, I had the name fixed. I don't know what happened. It just like I saw the live thing starting, and then all of a sudden, click, and I was like, "Where's my browser?"
Yeah, so that's Rusty down there. You can go check out Rusty's links also to his YouTube channels in the description down below, where he reviews mostly Transformer stuff.
Mostly Transformers stuff. Sometimes things that are not Transformers related, but kind of Transformers related. But anyway.
Yep.
Wow,
Your audio just went whoop. Like it, just went,
it came out of nowhere.
It literally is like this auto thing. So because iCamYards in a million years, I'm just gonna manually adjust everyone's auto and audio.
Auto, yeah. You're gonna fix everybody's auto.
Yep. Actually, I'm just gonna leave Ricky's alone because he probably needs the help. But over on the Rusty's, we'll just leave it like it is.
Well, I can just
either way,
guys.
guys.
Let me crank up my gain a little.
Yeah, regain, pain. That's too much. That's too much.
Too much. Just
That is
a
way
tip.
too much. That just
what
back
about
it
now?
out. Back it out about 4 inches and don't ram it back in.
That's what
So
she said.
either way, that is what she said. Don't say
You
it like that.
guys.
So either way, fuck. It's been a hell of a week. Actually, 2 weeks because we didn't. Wait, did we record last week?
No,
Yeah.
we got to.
We recorded last week, not since Monday. We
Yeah,
were supposed
so-
to record again Monday, but we didn't.
Yeah. So okay. Yeah. So we didn't, due to everyone's schedule being fucked up in one way, shape, or form. We didn't get a chance to record. That's one reason why we're going live. So Ricky got screwed up by having to go into work on a day he was supposed to be off, and so we bumped it to the next day. And then it turned out nobody could do anything that day. Dormammu is in full meltdown mode due to his job. Hopefully things improve for
Sorry.
him. And like my job, work was kind of shitty this week in general as we played catch up on a lot of stuff that was held back, I guess, due to the weather. And it just fucked everything up, like every day. Like there were some days where I was getting off at like almost 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and then the one day I got off at like 9:30, which would have been
I get off at 2 o'clock and 9:32.
You get off anytime you want. Also, guys, this is the first time that we're doing a video podcast, so it's going to be slightly more awkward than usual because normally we don't see Ricky, and everyone's day is better.
Yeah,
And then-
because all the blood's in their brain, now it's in their pants.
Yeah, it's because they're shitting themselves from how ugly you are. Oh,
Boner
wait,
alert.
what is that? What is that? That's our monetization floating away. That's what that is.
I'm not. Hey, I don't get those checks. I don't give a fuck monetization.
What checks? What checks?
I don't get seen that shit.
I think I made a whopping $20 across
Did
all
you?
of January. Across all of
What?
January between 4 channels. No,
I'll
that's
take
not true.
$2 of that.
That's not true. I will say over on the It Doesn't Have to Make Sense channel, when I do all request nights,
Mhm.
you know, and I take donations for a request, I've made more money in the last 4 months doing that than actually getting paid in ad revenue here on the one channel that's
Do
actually
they pay you to
advertised.
take your clothes off?
No, they don't, because
I'd
you can't
come in
do
there and tip you just to tell you to take your shirt off.
no. And by the way, if you actually want to buy a shirt to help support the channel, you can do so in the links down below. And much like this beanie right here, this is the Christmas beanie that came in the middle of January.
I was going to say the very well timed Christmas beanie in February.
Oh, by the way, I still have never received my Shoky Reviews beanie or my first Naimia Christmas mug. So I got to hit up Teespring to replace those things since USPS lost them.
And if
So-
two people that actually the podcast are actually over here watching this, you guys can see. This
Oh,
is
by the
my
way.
drinking cup. When we're always talking about my drinking cup, when I tell you I have like 3 or 4 of these bad boys,
When Ricky is shit faced on
this
on
is
the
Jameson and
podcast,
Coke
that's
right
how-
here. There was this much Jameson and a little
Yeah.
this much Coke.
And this is roughly the same size thing, but in a Whataburger cup.
Oh, Whataburger's trash.
Yeah, this Dr. Pepper has a mix worth of shit. Also, guys, since we can see comments, by all means, comment.
If there's
So-
anybody in there.
Yeah, not yet, not as of yet. So
Oh,
no.
dude, send me the link. I can send it out to.
I did post it in the realm, at very least. So
Need the link in Messenger, and I'll shoot it off to people.
I
I'll shoot
mean,
it in the group messages. Where
you're
the fuck
watching-
is my phone?
in your pocket.
Oh, here it is. Nope, I got all my lights turned off, and it's a black phone sitting on a black table next to me. I didn't fucking see
Oh,
it.
that's weird. All them black tables.
Yeah.
Actually, Rusty could post links too. Get people to come and join in that are his followers. Except we're all here. Hey, look, Look, Ricky's favorite person's in the chat.
Am I? Where? Who? What? Sean!
Oh, Sean.
Hold on, hold
Love.
on. Can y'all hear me getting hard? Oh, that was just hit the bottom of my desk. Almost
I'd have laughed if he knocked some shit over and be like, fuck, just trying to play a game.
Be like, oh, god damn it, camera off.
There's a link, Ricky.
I got
So
you.
instead of being in here with us, Sean is over there doing that. That's fine. Hi, Sean. What's up? Damn, what was the other thing I had something I wanted to talk about right off the bat, but because I was playing with technical problems at the beginning, we didn't get a chance to do a whole lot of planning. So we'll just roll into our weeks. Fuck it. You know, we got enough to talk about, I guess. So just real quick, showing off stuff I've gotten very recently. But as of yesterday, I did pick up, if you guys can see this, one of the little tiny TV things from Walmart.
It's a lot of light.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to back it up. It's the Back to the Future one.
Nice. I want the Jurassic Park one.
So the main reason I got this one is because it's fairly similar to the TV that comes with the Ninja Turtles accessory set. So I'm going to use the diorama, and being from 1985, quote unquote, I want to use that as that's the TV they're watching TV on in the Turtle Cave. Nice. The other thing is that since we haven't been able to talk about it, I got this bad boy. The
Dark Knight Metal.
The Dark Knight's Metal Omnibus. Got that off of the good old Amazon. Haven't even taken it out of the plastic wrap yet, but it's that's pretty hefty. Gotta love that. One thing that kind of sucks is that comic book orders have been delayed a little bit. So the last few comics that I'm wanting to pick up are still not in stock, at least locally. So I have gotten the newer Ninja Turtles and Power Ranger crossover, and I'm missing the latest one because it was in a delayed shipment. You know, all kinds of crazy crap. I walk in there on Wednesday when everything's supposed to be up on the wall, and they're like, this is all Friday's stuff. We haven't got our shipments for the week. I was like, fuck, that kind of sucks. The Last Ronin. Actually, I don't know why I don't just make my own screen bigger for this. That would be good. How do I do that? I think I can do that right here. Nope, that didn't work.
Double click. There you go.
There we go. I haven't used StreamYards in a long time. So if you guys were familiar with the Last Ronin comics from Ninja Turtles, they're now doing a kind of prequel called The Last Ronin, The Lost Years, or something like that, where I guess it takes place before, clearly, in between the backstory and then the main story. So they're filling out the
death of all the turtles and stuff.
Well, they do that technically in the Last Ronin. This is post that. Yeah, so this is
after their deaths, but before this.
This is, I'm guessing it's going to be his training. I haven't got a chance to read just yet, so it's going to be his training. And
spoiler alert, it's Mikey.
Oh, you fucker! Nobody knew.
I just told everybody. Yeah. Fuck all y'all.
And
comics.
I was going to ask. Actually, I was curious because I had heard about the story, but I didn't know which of the four turtles survived. So it's Mikey is the last one.
That's the
yes. It is Mikey.
Oh, interesting. Okay, I would not have pictured Mikey.
Yeah, well, that's
Raphael just by attitude.
Yeah, actually, I had a discussion with a big Ninja Turtles fan in the comic book store one day, which is why comic book stores are great when you can actually sit down and talk with other nerds. And he literally said, "It's like it should have been Raph. Totally makes more sense." I was like, "Why would it be Raph?" And he's like, "Because he's the hot-headed one who would get revenge." It's like, exactly. There's no growth there. It's like he's just gonna be Raph. It's like there's no difference, at least with Mikey. Well, because Mikey has to grow up and like finally take responsibility for shit, and actually you have to take on aspects of the other turtles to become better and stuff like that. So like Leo would have to go against all of his character to be the Last Ronin and do what he does. Donnie just couldn't do it. Like he just doesn't have that mindset because he would just make gadgets galore to fix the problem, not everything else. Raph would just be Batman. I mean, it wouldn't be any different. It'd be Turtle Bat. And then so it had to be Mikey because Mikey was the only one who would have character growth.
How would it go against Leo, the natural born leader? I don't think
because he would just be a natural born leader, and he probably wouldn't. He would have to become Raphael, which wouldn't be character growth.
Which would be character growth.
No, go the other direction. Like,
he'd have to learn to use his anger instead of just bottling it up like he does. That's some kind of character growth.
I think that Leo would have basically just committed seppuku, not bothered with. Well, because
Master Splinter died.
Yeah, because even though he is a leader, quote unquote, he still relies on his team.
Hey Shoky, if you look right at Rusty Mechanic's video right now, it looks like he's staring at his dick.
He is. He's totally staring at his dick. That's why he's making that face.
Ew, you're masturbating, man. He made it a big screen so everybody has to see it.
That's funny.
I can do that here. I can do that here.
I got the power.
Yeah, Mr. Oh, we're sitting there trying to make yourself a trombone again, sir.
You're in the long trombone.
If you guys are watching, by all means, hit the like button so that YouTube knows that people are watching and like this thing, and we'll actually send more people to come here to watch this train wreck.
Hit some comments out there, guys. Man, we want to hear from y'all.
Yeah. See, the thing is like I know I'm watching, so I'm one of the people in the chat technically. So, and actually, wait a minute. I'm not watching this from the correct channel. I'm watching it from my channel. That doesn't make sense. I was supposed to wait. Oh, never mind. I see what's going on. There's the live chat. Okay. I was very confused. Live streams are hard, guys.
Too much going on. You need a moderator.
This is the reason why we do audio only.
Yeah, this is why. Well, it's a lot easier to just edit the shit. Okay, now I gotta go.
Back like this too, because you can do it too on this channel.
Ricky's fading in and out.
You can like look around our collection rooms.
Yeah, this is also true. When you have a good connection, you can definitely do that.
When I have a collection to
hold on, wait, Rusty, show your chairs. Show the chairs. Not your Optimus Prime chair, but the ones behind you.
These are my dining room chairs.
That's a can of Coke. I need Jameson.
Because as some of you may or may not have heard, I have 10 puppies in the house, and they're in my dining room. So
yeah,
not a collection.
See, Sean agrees. Hold on, wait. Where's my fucking mouse?
It makes the most sense.
Where is my mouse? Yeah, hold on. I can pull that up on screen.
Disagree.
There we go. Well, it's because you guys are wrong.
Like you said, Raphael, it would have just been a lateral move. Leo, I think it would have been some growth, but not some, because he would have had to have picked up the traits of Raphael, so it would have been against his character. Yeah, and Donatello just wouldn't have done it. He'd have sat at home, masturbating to tentacle porn.
Actually, Donatello just would have died. Like it would have just been dead. Like it's like if they had managed to kill two at once. See, the thing is, in the story, spoilers for a 4-year-old story at this point.
I've never read it.
Yeah, so minor spoilers. Ref is the first one dead,
which is crazy to me, dude.
Well, that just shows you how big of a force they were against. Like that's the thing, is like it was a surprise attack that after they had brokered peace. So they took out Ref first, which of course you take out the tank first.
Yep.
You don't take out the leader first. You don't break the leader. You don't break the group by taking out the leader. You break the leader by taking out the tank. So yeah. I mean, like, it's a good story. I hated the way it ended, but it makes sense. And
the art threw me off a little.
The art style is different.
Story, but the art style was kind of
because
it wasn't bad. It just was against what I was expecting.
Yeah, but it is Eastman and Laird, so it makes sense that the art style would be different. Yeah, exactly there, Sean. And of course, they didn't expect him to survive. It's not like he survived because everyone else died. They just
didn't think anything of him and left him alive.
No. He just happened to survive. It's like the situation they were in. He should have been dead. He happened to survive. So, gotcha. But I like the backstory and stuff like that. How they got to that point. How like it's like the Hamato clan versus the Saki clan, and like it's actually pretty crazy how they basically have like an army almost per side. And I forgot these very pointy tweezers were on the floor down by my feet. I was lucky. I was like, I ran my shoe over it. I was like, what the hell was that? And then I was like, oh, I thought I picked that up the other day. I did not. So that would have been fun to find with the bottom of my foot. So either way, as for other things, watching stuff, I talked about it a couple weeks ago on because I watched a trailer for it, the movie You People on Netflix.
Yeah.
What do you mean, You People?
It was actually a good movie.
What do you mean, you people? I knew it for a movie quote. Man.
That's the premise of the movie. Realistically, is what you just did. So that's Eddie Murphy and goddamn, I always want to call him Seth Rogen. I know that's not his name. It's Seth Rogen's annoying friend. Because it's gonna take me a minute. I mean, I watched the fucking movie. You think I'd remember this? But either way, it's actually pretty good. Eddie Murphy plays like the shittiest fucking version of Eddie Murphy like ever, and I don't mean like in a bad acting job. I mean like he is just a fucking dick. Jonah Hill, yes, I know. I was going to get there. I was just letting it go. I was letting it go. I didn't care.
No, we never let these things go.
No, because
dude, his hair is wild as fuck in that previews.
It is like it's long and like half blonde, and like and he has like
a mullet,
basically. But like David Duchovny as his dad, and Elaine from Seinfeld as his mom, or Madam Hydra now. Julia, and by the way, she looks better in this than she has in a few other roles recently. So I'm guessing she had some work undone. So it's like
reverse plastic surgery.
Yeah, reverse plastic surgery. So like the thing is, like, it is massively cringy. Like the cringe is like turned up to 14.
But that's like the selling point of the movie.
But that's the selling point. That is the whole point of it. It is you are meant to feel all of the cringe he's feeling in the moment or she's feeling in the moment. And I guess they wrote the movie together, him and the female lead, his girlfriend / wife in there. I believe they wrote it together. And of course, they star in it together. But it was actually really good. He made it 30 minutes into that pile of poo, Sean. That's funny. So this is actually interesting. We can get Sean's opinions on things live without him actually being here to talk.
It's almost.
I mean, we could, or we could just ignore him.
Now, imagine if Dormammu was in the chat, and then Mike was in the chat.
Let me message the group right now. I'll see.
I mean, I'm messaging the link right now while you're.
Oh, are you? Okay, all right.
So, but either way, I thought it was good. Like some of it was very realistically done, and then parts of it were like, this wouldn't happen in real life. But then other parts is like that 100% happened to me yesterday. Like it's like there's some suspension of belief and then or disbelief, whichever way you want to say, and then because it works both ways in this movie.
I mean, kind of,
but like the opening meet cute for them is so funny, where he gets into her car because it matches the description. So he gets into, he thinks that she's his Uber. She just happened to get lost because of her shit, took her into the driveway of his tech business that he was at, or a stock exchange, whatever he fucking did. And he gets in the car and she freaks the fuck out. It's like, well, to be fair, I
was there. I heard
you look exactly like my Uber driver, and she's like, I'll be damned. You know. So, and then I love you just like skip like 3 weeks on. Like there's a bunch of time skips, and it's pretty funny. I like it. It was pretty good. Yeah, of course you would, Sean. But like the fact that the final confrontation in the movie takes so long to get to, I mean, like nobody would have waited this long to have this conversation. And I get that's the breaking point of the movie. You know, it's where you have to have your protagonist explode on themselves, you know, and everybody goes their separate ways because that's how movies work. And then you have to have the get together because of blah, blah, blah. But like the way it happens is like, there is no way that would have gotten this far because you guys are getting married. And this is coming down to a problem at your fucking wedding rehearsal, which definitely was not a wedding rehearsal. That was, I think somebody made that their rehearsal. And then they rewrote it in the script when in fact it was definitely a reception, because nobody has a fucking wedding rehearsal with 150 people. No. Like that was a fucking reception. They had the bride and groom table, one huge long table of both sides there with so many people in like the grotto or whatever it was in LA. I'm like, you would not spend that much money on a fucking practice run through that you're just going to come back tomorrow night to have the real wedding.
Yeah, I know people that have done it, but they've done it at like their house, right? So
yeah,
and in a Dublin of like, and had a lot of people, but not like everybody that they've invited.
Yeah, you wouldn't invite every guest.
Yeah, exactly, right. And it's at like somebody's house or in their backyard or something like that, right? But yeah, not at the reception hall. It's
no, but I mean, this was an expensive restaurant.
So random, exactly. So off target for a second.
Sure.
Did you share in the Now You Made It Awkward that
the link?
the ink out so that people know over there that we're in here now?
I shared it on the Namia channel. I shared it on the Shoky channel. I shared it on the It Doesn't Have to Make Sense channel.
I
shared it on the Facebook.
Pre-game. Sorry, folks, behind the curtain. I meant to ask while we were pre-game.
Yeah, no, I shared it. I shared it in our realm thread. I shared it on Facebook. We're actually live on Facebook too. We're live on the Namia Facebook. Hi, anybody who might be watching this from Facebook, which so far everybody's just watching it.
Well, there are 3 people watching it. I'm one of them, and Sean's 2 of them. So I don't know.
I'm one. So nobody.
I'm also one. So nobody's watching this.
So nobody's watching except for people who work here.
Yay!
That's funny.
That's
awesome
it's. I mean, it's right in the middle of dinner time. It is what it is. I mean,
nobody cares about your fucking dinner, people.
Yeah,
you can eat while you watch.
I don't know. What are you eating? Let us know, and don't say anything
this
bad.
Dick.
not that. So okay, on top of that, let's see. Oh, I lost my notes. I'm on the wrong thingy do. There we go. We watched a movie the other night on the Hubbo. The H-Bo, or H-Bo as I call it.
Did you say hobo?
The Hubbo. Because if you listen to Joe says Hubbo. Or Hobo. KW.
Mama?
No, the Asian one. I mean, his last name could be Mama, but I don't think so.
Oh, that Joe. Gotcha.
Yes, that Joe. So either way, we watched a movie that she wanted to watch, and it was called The Fallout, and it stars the chick who played Wednesday. Not Christina Ricci, because I know that's where your brain went.
No.
Yeah, and the movie is all about basically like a junior high school shooting in the aftermath. Like you follow her and like just
so like a post-Columbine thing.
Yeah, kind of. So like she's just a girl. She goes to school. You see her. She takes a quick bathroom break. And then like the shooting goes down while she's in the bathroom talking with this other girl, and then they go hide in a bathroom stall and then a dude comes in covered in blood, just trying to get away from it. And they basically follow
the shit out of her.
Oh yes. Well, I don't know about shit, but other fluids. And that's a part of one scene in this movie, at least. After they go back to school. So yeah, I mean, like as it goes, like it's a pretty serious story. There's some comedy involved, but also like it's just basically watching a teenager go off the deep end after some traumatic event, and you know how it affects themselves, how different people handle tragedy differently throughout it. I mean, it's pretty tight-knit story, but also like holy shit, like some of the stuff that she goes through and does just to kind of numb herself or to feel anything, whichever way, you know, because it'll change on the day with trauma like that. You either want to turn everything off or you want to feel something. And like some of the shit she does is like, okay, like somehow your parents have completely let you fall through the cracks. Like they go from being like kind of helicopter parents to just letting her feel herself out. It's like, no, you should probably be keeping a little bit more track of your kid in this situation.
Feel her out.
Yeah. But like it's pretty.
I love gothic hot chicks, man.
And then she looks roughly the same, but not the same outfits. Like I actually made a joke. Maybe I didn't say it out loud, but while we were watching it, I was like, "Oh, this is the predecessor to Wednesday. This is how she becomes Wednesday. This is why she
super sad.
This is why she has to go to a new school." I was like, "Fuck." I was like, "Wait, no, that's so much darker." Sean's eating chicken and rice. Good job. But no, it's just like, I mean, it's an okay movie. Like it's not the best, but it's okay. The cast is decent for what it is. But it is like
becomes like a teenage type movie, like a teenage drama type thing.
It's a teenage drama movie, but not in the fluff way, kind of in the like far too realistic way, like where it makes you uncomfortable. Like you're just like, okay. Like she starts doing heavy drugs. Like started out with very light drinking, and then mixing in weed smoking and drinking wine to the point that you're fucking passing the fuck out in the pool, to doing E in class and just tripping the fuck out while your teacher's doing a lecture.
Tell her to hit me up when she hits meth, because I started looking really good then.
Nah, it's LA. They don't do meth there. They don't do meth in LA. No, that's mostly in the South. But anyways, at one point she does the E, and then asked to go to the bathroom, and like she's trying to walk down the stairs, doing that thing where like hands out, trying to touch both rails, feet like this, can't fucking figure out how far away anything is, and then she basically falls down the stairs in slow motion, and then does it again because it was fun. And then like she texts her friend who's elsewhere, which I think they tried to make him out to be like kind of a representative like David Hogg was for the Sandy Hook shooting, because he's like the one going on all the TV shows talking about it and stuff like that. He starts doing like anti-gun stuff and talking about that kind of stuff. He like starts blowing up, no pun intended. And and then like she reaches out to him and she says, "I'm high as shit in the stairways. Come join me." And he's like, "What?" Like eventually he goes out there and he have to like basically drag her ass. I was like, okay, after what happened in this school, there's no way anyone is allowed to wander the hallways. She's endlessly just wandering the hallways high as balls, and there is no one anywhere. I was like, I'm sorry. They showed that like all the security, the metal detectors, everything as she's going into the school after the fact. And you're telling me no one is watching the hallways or patrolling the hallways? My old school, they used to have somebody patrolling the hallways after Columbine. Like, not like a cop, but somebody was wandering the halls during classes. Yeah, I mean, and that didn't happen at my school, clearly, but people cracked down on that shit. You know, that would not have been a thing. So either way, it's an okay movie. You know, it's nothing huge, but she wanted to watch it because she just was interested. Is it Jenna Ortega is her name? She's like, it's a girl who was in Wednesday. We should watch it. I was like, okay, we'll go watch it. It's fine.
She's gonna be Miss Jen Piggy Timber fucking around though.
Not entirely certain what you were trying to say. You roboted out there for a second.
Because I almost said my real name. I almost doxed my
dumbass.
Goddamn Jameson.
Good. Yeah, like you're as blurry as Jameson's making the screen. Yeah. So all right,
I'm also fucking with my camera settings because for some reason this autofocus is fucking me up right now. So
yeah, well on our end it's not even about, it doesn't look like focus. It just looks completely
there is no focus over here for you.
It's not even like out of focus grainy. It's like no signal grainy. But either way,
crazy how clear it is on my end.
And since it's been 2 weeks since we got together, basically like Vox Machina has completed season 2, and I really wish that I watched this episodically instead of in 3 chunks at a time, and like because it feels like it would have flowed better one week to another instead of here's this episode and then we should have a time gap, but nope, we're just going straight to it. And it's like it doesn't like I want to rewatch it one episode at a time now that it's all out, see how it feels. But it was good, a lot more fun, some more character growth, the introduction of like the new powers and gimmicks and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. I was really confused on is it Keela or Keely, her powers suddenly changed all like
the elf.
Yeah, the one the magic caster.
Yeah, well, she kind of passed her test or whatever. Like this is her test instead of doing the actual test. This show has been her test.
No, I get that part, but it's like I guess I must have forgotten that she could shape change and stuff like that. Like she started turning into all these animals to help fight, and I'm like, could she do that in season 1? And I just forgot. I mean, that's entirely possible. Not gonna lie, because I mean, season 2 picks up immediately at the end of season 1, so there's no gap. But like everything with the dragons,
I'm not a big mythological guy. Like I don't do elves and all that kind of stuff. Like I can do it, but it's not my bag. Excuse me. But this show is fucking amazing, dude. I love this show. Like absolutely love it. I've only done like a D&D type game one time in my life. It's never my. I probably would have enjoyed it more, but one of the guys I was with was like big into. Oh, I'm gonna go over here. Time to fuck everybody in town, and we'd spend 3 hours with him, literally working his way through all the prostitutes and stuff. Like that's all he wanted.
That's a hell of a diversion.
Like it's all it was. Like we're like, okay, let's go get whatever the fucking goal is. He's like, nope, I'm gonna fuck this redhead now, and he'd spend 3 hours talking about how he was fucking.
How did the dungeon master allow that?
They were kind of free flowing, like they.
See, Dungeon Master would have been like, "Oh, sorry, the redhead had syphilis that moves really, really fast. You died.
You're dead."
God, I wish they had done that. So I didn't enjoy it as much as I
Your
could
dick
have. Like, I had
fell
fun
off.
with the guys. Like, I had fun with the guys, and it was
Yep, Ricky
taking
just
forever
Yeah.
to do anything.
Yeah, you got to have a really good dungeon master, right, to keep things
Yeah.
flowing, right? Like to keep the party moving in the right direction. Yeah, if you just let whoever the DM is just whatever you guys want to do, man, I'm good with. Then
So
just
actually,
this is awesome. Like, that's what I was trying to get to, is how good Vox Machina is, that it's not my bag, and
you keep going in and out. But
he's back. He's almost back. He's not back.
He's not back.
I sent a picture to the group message. Like, everything's perfectly.
No, I know. I just looked at it, so you look perfect on your
it's
end.
great on your end. Yeah, it wouldn't be any different on
crazy.
your end.
It's crazy.
It's just showing you local. It's not like what we're seeing is your stream, right? But you're just seeing local.
Yeah, you're not making it yell louder.
Um,
Don't actually yell louder, but
yeah,
no.
you guys have got to stop adding like lists of shows and movies to my. Like I don't have time to watch all this shit
like,
now.
I watched
That's another thing I want to watch. So anyway,
I watch puppy shit. I ain't got time for these TV shows.
Yeah.
Well, like at least Vox Machina goes quick. It's like 12 episode seasons.
Like 12, 20
30
minutes.
yeah,
episodes.
but everything is now. Right? Everything's 10 or 12 episode seasons, right? And
But at least when they flow fast, like it's pretty nice. Or watch it somewhere where you can set it on like 1.5 speed. Because like
I don't ever watch a show on. Now I will tell y'all behind the curtains, because I do the promos for Nerd Rage.
The meat curtains.
Listen at the gist of the show, and then I'll go like along that.
I'm just putting his up there just so we can see how bad it is.
And I will
I don't think he knows that he's not coming across.
Yeah. This is the most.
I mean, I can hang up.
Well, we don't want you to do that either. It's actually interesting because it makes it awkward, which fits right into.
Fucking Canadians.
Who is Fun Toys Fun?
Fun Toys Fun.
Do we know
Fun
Toys
fan?
Fun?
Fun Toys fan.
Oh, it is.
I don't know. It might have been somebody I sent it to in one of the group messages. I don't know. I don't know their YouTube channels. Their handles.
I threw it up in my channel too, just to see. If
because I don't know everybody on everywhere. Plus, this isn't the normal channel this would go to, so it's already a little weird.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I will say, like, thinking
Fun
about
Toys.
Oh,
dude, it's Facundo.
Oh, it is.
Oh,
what's up, Facundo?
I have good internet. It's my ass out here right now, dude. So I have no way to.
No, his internet would be good. If your internet's being taken out by a storm, you don't have good internet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, tell them to put the cables in the ground where that shit doesn't.
Facundo, I fuck.
That was a great place to pause.
Perfect. That was perfect.
Facundo,
I fuck.
Of all time.
Oh God, this is so stupid.
The random breaks for
I'm
Ricky
gonna
are
hang
fantastic.
up. This is gonna annoy the fuck out of me. Facundo, I miss you, dude.
You might be better off on your phone. Like,
I'm glad.
Sadly. Like, your in-house internet.
Well, yeah, but what's data plans like down in the US? Like, is he gonna crush his data plan or no? Not for
it doesn't matter. My phone's gonna hook to the Wi-Fi that does the same shit as my computer.
Oh, that's right. I was thinking go off the cell signal, but hey, it's gonna be a long one. All right, what's up, Facundo? We haven't seen you in a long time, bud. Miss you. We miss you in the Zoom calls.
Premium finish. Remember that?
Yeah, premium finish. Everybody remembers. And Blaster trying to bring it back.
I remember that when it was a thing. I remember that before Blaster killed it.
That was my first Zoom call that I met you guys, and I something I said triggered that. I can't remember what it was now, and
that was a very funny conversation. Was what triggered that. Is what I remember.
Yeah.
Also, last thing,
Fuck you, Sean.
Yeah. So the only other thing I've been doing is rewatching Castle over on Hulu. I love Castle. You love Nathan Fillion.
I've only watched 1 or 2 episodes, but I have some of the.
Yeah, some of the what?
The books.
Really?
It's a book series that it's based on.
Really? I didn't know that.
So they based so it's more meta than it should be. Like, it's a book, it's a TV show based on a book character about a guy who writes mystery novels.
Yep.
That writes himself into a TV show.
Yep.
Or into Vika.
Super meta.
I used to love that show, but after I finished watching Firefly, I was like, I need more Nathan Fillion. Castle's the next best option, other than Dr. Horrible's sing along blog, but that's like only one thing. Which I recommend any nerd go watch that. It's fantastic.
It is fantastic.
As Captain Hammer, he's so fucking funny. He's
Nathan
so
Fillion's
funny.
good in most things. Like I loved his like when he popped in. Did you ever see him on Big Bang Theory?
Yeah. I was just
I never saw him.
They see him in like the coffee shop. They're like, "Hey, are you?" He goes, I know. I look like Nathan Fillion."
Okay, yes, I remember that. I do remember that episode. I forgot what he said. He basically like admits to being him after they already know it's him.
At the very end, when they think he's just some guy who kind of looks at him, like right before he leaves, he pulls him over. He's like, "I am Nathan Fillion." Like it blows his mind.
So the problem is they didn't greet him properly.
Yeah,
you just greet him with Captain, and then you fucking walk off.
Calm down, brown coat.
You just call him Captain, and you fucking walk away.
That's fun. The now like kind of last man standing in our area. The comic shop, nerd shop here is actually called Last Man Standing of all our shops.
What's it called? What's it called? We missed it. Say it
What's
again.
it called? We don't even know what you said. This is like watching porn in the 90s.
Every time he gets to an important point, it cuts out.
It does. This is.
I swear to God, I'm gonna hang up, dude. I'm not doing this the whole.
No, it's all good, man.
Yeah,
it's entertaining. It's entertaining for us
because it's
like
we get the incomplete experience. You don't. You get to experience everything uninterrupted somehow.
Yeah,
but then I got to go do my week. All of it's gonna be all fucked up.
Maybe just turn off your camera for doing your week, and maybe it'll be better. I don't understand why it'd be a thing.
Got it in this week, right?
Yep. I don't know. Because I don't even know if that was a question or not. I just heard a.
Oh my God.
There we go. We'll have Sean come in.
Tech is frustrating. Tech is frustrating.
Yeah. It's not your fault though. You know, you can't control the weather yet. Yes. You know what it is that fucking balloon. That balloon that went by that they shot down. Now it's causing the weather to be shitty.
What was this other thing I saw recently that the U.S. shot something down over Alaska now?
Yesterday?
Yeah.
It was a Canadian.
They don't know. They're not telling us. They're not telling us what it was, but they shot down something roughly the size of a Volkswagen.
The Canadians were probably telling the Americans, like, "Hey, there's something over Alaska, guys. You might want to go check it out."
There's something over Alaska that wants our free medical care, so we want to take it out.
It's not free. It is free. It's not free. It's kind of free. I don't know.
We've already talked
pay
about
with your rights and freedoms for it.
Yeah, I mean, like you don't have free speech, but you have free medical care.
Yeah, you don't have to pay cash for it, but you got to pay with everything else.
It's not free. Have you seen our taxes compared to your
taxes?
taxes?
I know. That's why.
What is it? What is it? Team America? Freedom isn't free.
Freedom is free. It costs $1 or it costs like $165 or $150 something.
Yeah,
that's actually a great. I need to rewatch Team America. I haven't watched that in like fucking 20 years.
Yeah.
That's one of very few musicals I can get behind. Mike got blasted. Not Mike. Oh no. All right, I guess other than The Last of Us, which I have not caught up on because I ran out of time getting all this set up, so I didn't get to watch the latest episode. But
plus they sprung it on us.
Yeah. So. Well, I got the wifey caught up on last week, so up to that. So we'll get to that at the end, and hopefully by then Rikki will have signals. So we're gonna let Rusty go next.
So sorry, I was you guys mentioned that earlier. So the latest episode of The Last of Us dropped like
Friday.
Why? No, it dropped Thursday night because of the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they dropped it 2 days early because of the Super Bowl. Our most sacred Sunday.
Super Bowl is happening tomorrow. But congratulations, everybody! Super Bowl weekend.
Nobody cares. Go Eagles.
Good.
Nobody cares.
Good job. Whatever teams.
The chefs and the who was that last night on your side there, Rikki? He said go chefs, and I was like, don't you mean
Brink said it? He said go chefs.
Yeah, he said go chefs. I was like, do you want to buy a vowel with that? And he's like, I said what I said.
No, that's like one of the best commercials ever. Good job.
No,
who were the chefs?
In the chat squad, he said go chefs instead of go Chiefs.
Yeah, but that does that callback to that old commercial where the guy doing the lettering on the field literally put chefs after,
Oh,
and then he
yeah.
finishes, and the guy goes, "Man, good job." But
Yeah.
who are the chefs? And then he goes, and then it like zooms out, and he's like, "God dang it," or whatever he says. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's like that forever. That'll be stuck in my mind. That's one of the greater
Yeah.
commercials of the era. But like for me, Super Bowl is about just, if we had somewhere to go and hang out, it'd be about going somewhere to hang out with people, not watching a fucking game. I don't care. Like
Yeah.
I would care if it was the Texans or the Cowboys, and that'd be the only real reason I would care remotely. It's like whenever games like that come on, I just watch and I just root for whoever's currently losing. Like
Yeah.
it's like a just constant underdog. Like I don't
Constant
care.
underdog, yeah.
Like the
Yeah.
outcome doesn't matter. I just want to have a good time while I'm here.
Baseball and football like that for me. Like I cannot get interested in baseball or football. I'll go to games if somebody has a ticket or whatever. And yes, I saw that, Sean. Hilarious. Yeah, if somebody's got a ticket or whatever, and they want me to go to a football game or a baseball, I'll go. But I mean, I'm
Now,
sitting
when you
there
say
drinking.
football, do you mean real football or soccer?
No, football. CFL type stuff. The Canadian Football
Canadian
League.
Football
No.
League.
The thing that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was in for a few years before he dropped out and went and did wrestling because he wasn't good enough to make it in the CFL.
Didn't he play NFL for like half a season?
No, he played for
game?
Miami Hurricanes and he got injured.
Oh,
and
okay.
So they would never took him to the NFL.
It wasn't NFL. Okay.
Yeah.
that's right.
He never. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. That's right. It was college. Yeah, and then he got.
Yeah.
No, so he got. I think he went to a training camp with one of the NFL teams, but they told him, "You're never going to make it here. Go try out at the CFL," and he didn't. He made it in the Calgary Stampeders.
Stampeders.
Yep.
Stampedans.
That is a thing. Anyway, what did I do? So
what have you done? What have you watched?
What have I done? What have I watched? The puppies are still in the house. I'm
How
absolutely. The arms are good.
Oh,
the arms are good. I'm all healed.
I was going to say show the people because
I got this spot right here. That's all that's left.
Okay.
So I'm all healed up. They don't try to. So they've gotten to the size now, and we have actually managed to split them up with other fosters in the area finally. So we're actually down to 5. But they all went and got spayed and neutered. So now they're in individual crates because they can't be jumping all over each other because they might split the sutures, right? Exactly, right? So now they're not in a big pen and they all attack me at once. Now I can have some control, right, and let them out in 2s and 3s to go feed and water them and that sort of thing. So I've had time to heal. I'm healed.
Jesus touched you.
But they are exhausting. They're still exhausting. Between them and my own dogs, it's just a constant flow of get up in the morning.
Oh,
yeah.
Speaking of which, how is your dog that you had to take to the vet the other day?
Oh yeah, so I'll get to that. So so get up in the morning and go and feed all the puppies, clean out their pens because of course they still shit and piss inside the pens. We put in towels, so we're constantly just running the washer and dryer nonstop, just washing towels constantly, swapping them in and out, cleaning the dogs up, give them some water, give them some food, let them run around for a few minutes, go and put the dogs in the cage, go and walk my dog, go and walk the foster mom dog, go and feed the 3 big dogs that I have in the house because we have 2 of our own dogs plus this foster. Walk them, do all that, go to work for the day, occasionally have to go and check on the puppies because one of them is freaking out for some reason, probably because they shit or pissed inside the cage again and had to deal with that. Go back to work, finish up work for the day, make myself supper, or the wife makes supper, feed the puppies, water the puppies, let the puppies out, let them run around, go and walk the dogs, and finally I'll get a chance to sit down and maybe watch a show like The Last of Us, which drops unexpectedly, whatever. And then amongst all that chaos, sometimes my dog decides that he wants to try the mother dog of these puppies, wants to try her food. She's still on puppy food because she's still trying to put weight back on from having these friggin' things. And so he ate an entire bowl of her food and then shit all over the floor, nothing but like blood, because dogs don't do well when you just flip their food, right? You can't just switch them from one food to another. You have to like mix their food gradually so that their stomach gets used to it. Well, he shit a pile of blood all over the floor within 2 hours of us doing it. And we didn't even know, right?
Oh, damn.
And then we were like, what the hell happened? And we managed to put like 2 and 2 together because I looked at not my dog, but the foster dog, and she's lying on the floor kind of tired, and I heard her stomach grumble. And I was like, you didn't eat your food this morning. You ate it, right? So called the vet. Hey, we think my dog did this, and now he's just shit a pile of blood on the floor and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you should bring him into us. We really need to check him out. And, they gave us, sent us home with gastro food and some medication and everything else. 24 hours later, he was fine. But it cost me 350 Canadian dollars to take him to the vet to make sure he was okay, Anyway, so trying to feed the foster mom and my dog separately and keep them away from each other's food so that this doesn't happen is also a challenge. So that's been my 2 weeks, and we'll probably continue on for the next, I don't know how long, because we're still trying to find fosters for all the puppies and that. So what else? Oh, I finally got Navigant.
Ooh,
Navigant.
That's a
from
weird name.
MMC. He's the left leg of Defensor.
See, I'm doing XTB.
Are you? Yeah. I like the all-in-one design. Like when I picked up Medicus, I was really impressed with the all-in-one design, and that's why I went in on this. I never got a chance to check out their Bruticus, but a buddy of mine said that it was a fantastic set and he loves it.
Yeah.
So I have the one Unique Toys that did the Bruticus.
Oh yeah.
I have that one, but I keep it in individual bot. I have Zeta in the Bruticus form.
Yeah.
I
still want that.
I don't understand everybody's argument about all-in-one Transformers.
Yeah.
Because if you look, that's my Toy World Devi. That's like a new age Devi. But that one little dinky thing right there in the middle, not his penis, that is a G1 Devastator.
Yeah.
No. First combiner that ever came out is a parts forming transformer.
Yep.
And I don't understand what everybody's argument is against part. It's literally been since day fucking one. I don't get it.
I think the main issue with is not even so much nowadays. I don't think it's against parts forming. I think it's actually against the all-in-ones, because Hasbro gave us such shitty all-in-one combiners that like we were begging for parts forming ones that made things better.
Let me tell you, there are hardcore fans in Masterpiece that will fight you tooth and fucking nail about the difference between all-in-one versus parts forming. Parts forming is not legitimate. All-in-one, it should all be hidden in there, and if it's not that, then it's trash. So let me tell you, I got Zeta, Superion, Bruticus, and I got the Toy World, like
we
all
can't
those things.
See what you're pointing at. It's a dark.
I'm sorry. Well, I'm also not pointing my camera at it. I have the Zeta, Superion, and stuff up there. Superion and Bruticus are up there.
Okay,
and they are parts forming. And let me tell you, stability wise, fucking perfect. Like, see, there you go. You got Superion there. You got the DX9 Minosaur. You got Bruticus there, and then you got the. Let me get my bearings. That's the Raiden from Moon Studios. That is. Technically not forming.
I don't,
but the all-in, they always have stability issues to me. I've tried them. I have on that second layer down. I have a parts. Just keep it in mode because it's not worth it to me.
Yeah,
I don't have a problem with parts forming for combiners. To me, it's almost a necessity, right? In the design, you want a really good scaled robot mode / alt mode, and you want a decently scaled combiner, right? Parts forming is probably going to be in the equation no matter what you do. The thing I don't like is when it's parts forming on just a single robot, right? That has nothing to do with a combiner, right? That they like there's a tail or something for the alt mode that is just it's an accessory almost that you just plug in onto it afterwards, right?
Yeah.
So that bothers me. But
how about like, because Hasbro's gotten real bad about parts forming lately, like their fucking cliff jumper, the whole fucking top of the thing that becomes a shield, like it's not even part of his car mode or alt mode. Like you just pull the whole fucking.
You just pull it off and attach it to his arm
and attach it to his arm. It's like
I don't talk for the main chug.
Yes, yeah.
The Bumblebee did the same thing. The one that they put out for the
Netflix. That's why I didn't buy that Bumblebee, because it did the same thing.
But it's perfect, dude. I got it for the kids.
I don't have a problem with that because it's part of one mode and part of the other mode, and if you just disconnect and reattach, it's fine. It's when the part that you're detaching doesn't go anywhere on the other mode, right? It's almost like an accessory that I have to put this in the box now. You know what I mean? It's not.
What's that crazy
playable.
hashtag?
Unnecessaries.
Yeah, that one.
Hashtag unnecessaries, boys and girls.
Yeah.
Hashtag.
That's the one. Suppose that crotch piece, thigh piece, and all that, and put it in the bed of freaking long haul.
Yeah. That's
shit.
Who's going to do that? Well, like, why would you do that, right? So
I get where you're coming from, but to me, what you're trying to get away with versus the lack of stability, it's just not worth it.
Agreed. And it's not to the point that I would fight you on it, right? But but anytime it comes up, I kind of go, I really don't like these extra pieces. You know what I mean? Like they should go somewhere, you know, and whatever.
Right.
So, but I have heard the all-in-one designs are smaller scale because right, you don't have those parts and accessories, right, that will extend right the legs and the feet and all that stuff, right? So I'm a little concerned about that, but again, I'm willing to check it out.
It looks great in bot mode and alt mode.
Oh yeah, Medicus is fantastic, and I've seen the pictures of Navigant. I can't wait to break the box open there. Yep.
So I do have a question because they just dropped images of the new XTB, the helicopter.
I saw that with the butt plug propeller.
With the butt plug propeller. So here's the thing: like it's got a really dumb name. Whatever they named it, it's wrong. They should have named it Miles. Yeah, they should have named it Miles or Tails, because it's the butt copter joke from Sonic 2.
I'm not familiar with the butt joke from Sonic 2.
Sonic 2, the fox flies by his tail spinning.
Sonic flies with the twin tails like a helicopter.
Yeah.
This thing literally has helicopter blades plugged into its ass.
Is that now?
There's the XTV version.
Oh,
this transformation is fucking donkey trash. Like
I'm sorry.
The shoulders are the worst thing ever on this fucking thing.
They look terrible from here.
I am
the thing I don't like about all-in-one. You turn it sideways, you see these legs on an all-in-one combiner. Those legs are this fucking wide because they got to stash that hand somewhere or that foot somewhere. It has to go somewhere in the body. Like it can't just disappear.
No,
and that's why I've never been a fan of that.
The other one, I thought it looked clean though. Like I knew the hand was in the back of the legs, but I thought it looked clean. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So that's. See, like the difference between just bringing up Raiden, the MPG Raiden is an all-in-one, and it looks like everything about it is bad. Like the bot mode sucks, the train mode is good, the combined mode sucks. Yeah, it's like they somehow failed on 2 out of 3 of the parts of the damn transformer. Yeah, and then you have the Moon.
That's because they really only
wanted the trains.
The anniversary of the trains or some shit in Japan right now.
Yeah,
it's like big anniversary of theirs.
Yeah, the same excuse they use when they released Skids, right? A character in the G1 cartoon that showed up in 2 episodes for 5 seconds at a time and had 1 line through the whole season, and it was like, why? And they're like, it's the 30th anniversary of the Honda City, which was never a vehicle in North America, and it was and blah 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 blah. So they're coming up with weird reasons for when and why they're releasing certain characters. So
I do wish we got the Honda City here. It would have been cool.
Oh, absolutely. We ended up the Honda Fit was the thing.
I just want to throw a moped in the back of my car so I can drive around I fell off my moped.
Dude, the moto combos are awesome though. They're awesome. Like, and it came with the car. It was an accessory for the car, literally.
I was literally up and it went in Adam Sandler singing about mopeds. That's all I would do.
There was as a Mini owner, there was actually right around the time that like electric bikes started to become a thing. Mini actually sold a collapsible, like a foldable electric bike.
Yes,
that could go under the floor in the rear of a Cooper, which I thought was.
That last message you just pulled up from Facundo.
Yeah.
Okay. So you remember he's speaking from a foreign country, so he's translating. So it's not a question, it's a statement. The reason why the trains were most important was it was partially funded by the transportation department of Japan.
Right. No. Yeah, we understand.
It wasn't as a question, it was as a statement. That's why they did it that way. The trains are the most accurate train versions out of any of them.
But nobody's buying it except maybe in Japan.
Incorrect. Yes.
Except in Japan, nobody's buying it for the train modes. Like, I get that the Moon Studio ones are not 100% accurate, but they are close to the train designs. Like, they're pretty close.
Yep.
But they're not photoreal close.
Yep.
But almost everything about like that combiner set is so good. With a few flaws, I had a couple breaks, I had a few issues in mine.
On your Raiden, on the
I had especially the chess bot. The chess
you
bot
had breaks on it.
Yeah, ironically, the Shoki was the one that I had the biggest issues with.
I think you manhandled yourself just like
no, I didn't. No, I didn't. It had mold problems. Like, it actually, the plastic itself would, you know how the parts would wrap around to the front nose? Like, that area didn't have clearance to actually do that. I had to cut plastic away so that it could go. Like, it literally physically could not do it. Like, that's the problem. It's like, and I forgot who it was. I know Rusty mentioned something about modding toys. Like, you wouldn't have the stomach to ever do that. I'm like,
no, every time somebody mentions it, I get a chill up my spine. I'm like, I would never, I hate.
I'm not a big fan of it.
Just shave off this area, you know. I'm like,
well,
I don't mind if it's like a sprue spur or something, and they just clean it up very well. But if if you take out your Dremel and take a 1/4 inch out of the thing and it falls right in place, I'm like, oh,
that's literally what I had to do to that to get it to work. And then also the pants, the train pants. There was a couple issues there where some of the joints were so tight. And if
you can loosen that with a screw though. That's
no, but I'm saying like there were some of the weird ones that were like the extendy flippy joints that everything moved around. You couldn't loosen them. It was a pin joint, not a screw joint. And it was tightening. It was tightening as I was moving it where it needed to go. So as I put it in position, and it should have been able to rotate both ways. But clearly it couldn't. Like, it wanted to only go one way so you had room, and it was getting tighter and tighter and tighter as I was trying to turn it to its position. And I'm like, nope. If I do this way, it's gonna break.
Well, you can't see on my train pants. You know that one part where the train comes down, becomes like the hip skirts, and it wraps around to the front and back.
Yeah.
On mine, if you make them both connect, one of them's going to pop loose.
Same thing.
One way or the other.
There's
that
like
little
there's
that S-clamp thing that they have there isn't quite right. So all I did was I put it in the front one because you can see the front of the combiner. So who the fuck cares if the back isn't plugged all the way fucking in?
Yeah.
So if you looked at the ass of my combiner, Sean, it looks a little more blowed out than it should be on the rest of the thing.
No, I had the exact same problem, and when I was messing with it, that I couldn't get it to go exactly like you're saying. But when I finally did it for the review, and I finally put it in full combined mode, never to be taken apart again, something moved that little bit of a hair, and it was like, and then it just went. I was like, okay, don't fuck with it. Yeah, but no, Facundo does have that good point that those are meant to be HO or 00 scale trains, whatever they are.
What's a Tom Boner?
Oh, damn it. It's supposed to be trombone.
Nice try.
I moved the R. I
mean, you might give Tom a boner. I'm not here to judge Tom. Who's Tom?
I can't remember if I talked about it. So I broke Fan Toys Jai a couple weeks ago. I have thankfully I have my second copy right here, so I'm able to.
Oh, so you didn't fix it? You have a whole secondary copy.
No, I always buy two. I always buy one for the robot mode and one for the alt mode. And also like to have it for when I'm doing the reviews, right? Because sometimes like one figure will be slightly different than the other, right? So I can compare and say, hey, this one did this, but this one had this issue or this one didn't, and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So at least I've got the second copy, so I can go ahead and continue working on transformation video. And I threw it
on camera or no?
No, I was doing what it was doing, right, which would have been good, right? And there's times
on camera. He just
I would have lost it. I thought about on several occasions actually just running a camera while I'm practicing, basically, right? Because what I like to do is like to go through the transformations a few times.
Yeah.
This was like when I broke it, it was literally I got it to alt mode, and I think we did talk about it because Ricky had mentioned that I'd gotten into alt mode. Yeah, I'd gotten into alt mode, and Ricky was like, "Dude, when you go to untab the roof, right, make sure you separate the back, the legs,
pop the
make
legs,
it easier." Which, by the way, thanks for the tip because that was.
Let me give credit where credit is due because I'm out of buying MPs, so that was 1000% on the figure banging thing.
Okay.
XP and Ace were talking about it, and he pointed that out. That's why I sent this to you, because I don't buy Masterpiece anymore.
Okay.
But I heard that, and I sent you that message because I was like, oh, maybe he's having a hard time with that shit. So I'll let them know that it worked well for you.
Yeah. So shout out to Eric then and the guys at Finger Banging over on the Realm stuff. Realm of Collectors. Realm of Collectors. Thank you. So the first transformation to alt mode went fine. Then the transformation back one time, the leg just split in half. So good times. I already was unhappy with the figure. Now I fucking hate it. But anyway,
it should be like a post 86 movie version. Then he's like, I know he technically didn't die in the movie. He didn't technically die in the movie, but actually, it's like it's the G1 recreate. Yeah, somebody needs to recreate the Bay movies, but in G1 style.
Oh, shut the fuck.
No, like
that'd be good. It'd be okay.
Like completely redo the movie in
the Bayverse movies.
Only the first movie.
Yeah,
only the first movie.
Well, if you make them make sense, you can do the whole series. But if you keep the nonsense, we don't want to see that shit. Yeah. But no, I think it would be interesting to see it all redone, but in G1 style, like not CG, nothing else. I mean, literal G1 animation. Yeah, like what is that new show? As it. Not Earthspark, but it is Earthspark. Earthspark has like flashbacks apparently that are in like G1 reanimated G1 style for new scenes.
I haven't hated that. I've only watched a few of the episodes of it, and I haven't hated it. Like, it's not as good as Prime, but it's not trash.
I've heard a few people say that. I haven't had a chance to check it out.
Dormammu, what's up, brother?
Dormammu eating dinner. What are you having for dinner, Dormammu? We want to know. Tell us.
I like how he said he's eating dinner. He figured he'd come lose his lunch for a few minutes.
Fucking
what else are we doing? Continuing to watch Walking Dead slowly as I have time into the last season.
So you're not like me and you've actually caught up on The Walking Dead?
Yeah, I was. So I had let it drift for. I probably fell behind by a couple years, and then I got caught up in season 9 and 10. And then I think at the time that I finished season 10, I think season 11 was in the middle of finishing. So I was just like, screw it, I'll just let it finish and then I'll binge it. I have not had time to binge it. Kind of interesting where it's going for season 11. Please don't spoil it for me, anybody. I'm liking it. Yeah, Carl dies. So I'm liking where season 11 is going. It's a little different than the whole, like the last few seasons just been, they found another group of people and they have to fight them and then they win and then a bunch of people die and then they move on and another group of people they have to fight anyway. So this one's a little different and it's kind of interesting. Actually watched Holmes, Enola Holmes.
Those are actually pretty cool movies.
Enola Holmes too. I didn't see the first one, but
they're both on Netflix.
Yeah, the wife watched the first one and she was like, "It's really good. You should watch it." I was like, "Okay." So she actually threw it on this afternoon. And I watched right, and the girl that plays 7, right, in
11
or 11. 7. Wow, the
7 but 11.
The girl that plays 11 in Stranger Things, right? She plays Sherlock Holmes.
Millie Bobby Brown's.
Yeah, Millie Bobby Brown. Yeah. So she plays Sherlock Holmes' niece.
Nope.
Sister.
What's that?
Little sister.
You are just getting it all wrong. It's a little sister.
Yeah. Okay, I thought it was a niece. I wasn't.
He didn't watch this.
I was watching. He
saw a preview of it. He's like, I'm going to talk about it on the show.
Somebody's
tonight.
a fake nerd.
I was watching it. I'll be honest. I was watching it in the background because I was actually at the same time. I don't know if anybody's done this, but I'm sure there's lots of people out there that have done this, right? So I decided.
Not watch shows. Yes.
No.
Don't watch shows.
I decided to put a bunch of my Masterpiece figures. I'm going to downscale my collection a little bit. So I decided to throw a bunch of figures up on Facebook this morning, right? Had lunch and my wife's like, "Hey, let's watch this movie." I said, "Sure, why not?" So, we sit down and watch. And the minute I sat down and she started the movie, my phone just exploded, right? It was like, "Oh, you still got this, you got this again." And I'm like, "Oh, fuck, okay, I better deal with this," right? So I was kind of watching it in the background as well and dealing with that at the same time, which by the way, selling your figures all at once, don't do it. That's just another
Yeah.
chaos
buy it for the
inducing
same
scenario.
price you're
you
asking for, but
don't
$5
need.
less.
Oh man, that guy
Actually,
fuck. That guy was annoying. I had so it's a fun story. I'm going to tell it. So I had one guy today. He was like, "Is Hunk still available?" I said, "Yes, Hunk is available." Gave him the price. He goes, "Will you sell it to me for $5 cheaper?" I was like, "Not for $5 cheaper. No, like the price is the price." He's like, "Okay. Well, what about Phantasm? Do you have Phantasm?" I'm like, "Yeah, I have Phantasm. It's this much shipped." He goes, "Would you sell it to me for $5 less?" I was like, "Delete." I was just done. Delete, block. Like that guy was done. It was so annoying. But anyway, Prime Minister having a fantastic time participating in Balloon Fight 2023.
Well,
yeah, we were just talking about that. I'm making the assumption that the Canadian military might have actually told the American military there's something over Alaska you might want to go take care of.
Well, I'm pretty sure we were monitoring that in the first place. But,
well, there is a shared radar station that's up around the
yeah.
Arctic Circle, right? Between us,
Because,
the Canadians and the Americans, and they're probably right, whatever.
Yeah, because you would think that over the circle you'd be able to basically see anything that's coming because it's just circumference. But the fact that the last balloon that came across, we knew about it for days on end and just let it go. And it's like, we could have taken it down, but we didn't.
Makes you wonder if how long has this been happening over years, right? Like, has it just been ongoing and everybody's just like, yeah, okay.
No,
whatever.
well, there was reports on this. And not to get too political right here, but somebody came out and said, it's like, well, no, 3 of them happened during Trump presidency. And then all the people in charge of defense and security on Trump's team went, no, that's a fucking lie. That never happened. And they're like, yes, it did. And they're like, no, it literally didn't. Why are you lying? It's like that shit didn't happen then. But no, you're not wrong though. But I mean, like, did you? Okay, just on this brief off subject, I don't know why Ricky disappeared. He must have something going on. But on top of all that, there's some space lasers that were hitting Hawaii earlier this week. Apparently, have you seen this?
No,
like legit, like no joke. There's video of it. Like there's overnight cam, and it's a green laser coming straight down, and they know it was from a satellite in orbit, and you see it pass across Hawaii, and it's like a strong green laser. Like it's like, I wonder what that was doing. It's like, that's odd. It's like, because normally if it's something that you're scanning with, it's not going to be visible light. This was completely visible. It's like, why are there giant lasers in the sky? That's not good. So yeah, something's going on.
Weird. Anyway,
hold on. What was this? Okay, the one with no name says, "What the hell, Ricky?" On a second stream now. Well, I mean, Ricky's was on this podcast first, and then joined the Realm Hatton Project. This is just the first time we've done a live. Yeah, it's always been otherwise.
I'm also trying to infiltrate as many podcasts / YouTube live streams.
Yeah, I'm aware.
And because I jump in on Pake for Life's Chatterday. He does like a live stream Chatterday thing as well that I jump on every now and again too. What else? I did get into the Hangout last week, which of course the first episode I'm in gets pulled down because the guys apparently went off on some weird.
Yep.
I won't even say what it was, right? But just so that
don't
you
get
don't
this stream taken down.
Yeah, it's good. Let's not get this stream taken down. Rusty is a bad influence. So apparently they had to pull their episode down because the guys went off on some weird discussion that they shouldn't be talking about.
I mean, that's the one thing I like about our normal show.
Said something they shouldn't have on a live stream.
Yeah.
Wait, Ricky's still here, but he isn't.
He's here, but he's not. He's
one random person said something on a live stream that shouldn't have is why I got
was it YouTube that pulled it down, or the guys just decided that we can't leave that up there?
We pulled it down, or it got flat because we don't want to get a strike.
Oh, okay.
Good call.
But we're not talking about that on this show. What the hell did I walk away from and I come back from a pee break?
We were talking
about my show.
Well, I just started pimping. Oh, yeah, okay, go ahead.
It was Dormammu's fault for bringing up the balloon. Then I brought up lasers, and then we brought up somehow got onto Rusty going everywhere.
Again, I'm just trying to plug myself as much.
So Rusty's a whore.
I am a whore. I am an online whore.
He plugged himself twice during that show.
He's been plugging repeatedly. That's why we made his camera bigger so he would stop.
Why am I not on the screen?
You clicked the thing and you disappeared. Like that's what I said.
I put in okay. So there's a private chat thing up at the top. If y'all click on that, I said I had a pee, so I'll be right back.
No, I saw
that's fine. I didn't see that because I'm watching the chat.
How do I change Ricky's name? I want to change Ricky's name.
You can't.
What else have I done? Yeah, so we watched that movie today, and again, the rest of my life has been just puppies.
Catch me up. Which movie?
Puppies in work. Enola Holmes.
Dose.
Oh yeah.
Enola Holmes. We actually started. We were gonna watch You People, and then I got distracted.
What do you mean, you people?
You people. We were gonna watch it, and then I got distracted with the Facebook stuff. So she threw up in Enola Holmes too, and I was like, "Well, that looks interesting too."
You said she threw up. I was like, "What?"
She threw up.
Oh, did y'all Facundo making the reference in there? 99 white balloons.
Oh, I saw it. Yeah, but I didn't. Oh, I didn't. Okay, that's funny. I didn't clue in.
Yeah,
white balloons. Okay,
I saw it. Yeah.
Anyway, Canadian hacker. That's me. Yeah. So that's about it. I have
Abomination. I believe
I did.
I'm not 1,000% sure. Is my friend Jason? What's up, dude?
Who's that? Which one? Abomination.
On Abomination.
Hi, Abomination person.
Hey, he's a guy. He started a group that I
chat.
help. What you call it? Not govern, but what do they call that on Facebook?
Control.
Govern. No, that's about it. That's a moderate.
No, what's that called when you're
admin, moderator.
Admin. I help administrate. Yeah, it's Jason.
Moderate. Administrate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's me. I put a poll up on my community channel to see what video people wanted me to do next, since I did break Jive, and apparently everybody wants me to do a comparison video of Jive to Down B to Agent Meister. So I'm gonna work on that.
It's a versus.
A three-way, what do they call it? Triple threat match. That's what we'll call it.
It's called the Mexican standoff.
Mexican.
After that, that's
not.
That's racist. Mexican standoff are racist now.
Standoffs. You can't call them that. So
what would I?
You can't.
What would I call it?
So what I want you to do is, after you do this triple threat thing.
Yep.
For Bobby's.
Well,
I need you to one up that video somehow.
Which one? Bobby's video?
He had the video where he drawed and quartered that jet fire that broke.
Oh,
so he literally hooked it up cars and pulled it apart. I need you.
So he did that with he had a, forget which jet fire was. One of the fans' toys.
It was Dust's jet fire.
Oh yeah,
it was Dust sent him a jet fire to look at, and like the hand, like dumb, the thunder.
Yeah,
that. I was like, well, it broke. And Dust said, do whatever you want to with it. And he
So for what Rusty can't hear is what Bobby did back when he had that broken jet fire. He had two cars, and he literally strapped it to each car and then pulled it apart on video. So you have to one up your breakage on your.
You want me to do that with Jive?
Do something to destroy it since it's broken.
But I emailed Fans Toys and I asked them for a new part.
Do they want it back?
No.
Oh, you're just replacing the part that broke?
I'm just going to replace the part, yeah.
Fuck that.
But it makes for more content on my other channel.
So does breaking it in a spectacular manner. Wait, can you still get fireworks at any given time in Canada?
Oh yeah. Like, can you have
all the hell
attack it? Like, can you put it like somewhere where moose are and like put like a red bandana on it?
No, give it to
moose. Attack it. That shit would be fucking
awesome. No, give it to the puppies. Give it to the puppies.
The puppies destroy it. Yes. Like rub peanut butter all over it and just throw it in there with the puppies.
That I might lick it to death.
That I might do.
Well, remove the small parts that they would choke on, and then you have a dead puppy. And you're like, God damn it, it gets worse.
It doesn't matter.
There's no small
parts. Those things eat everything and they poop it out. It's whatever.
Then put it back together.
And then put it back together. Yeah. That would be funny.
It's been through the digestive tract.
Oh God!
Digestive tract of 5 German Shepherd mixed up.
Put it up in marketplace. Jive for sale. Mint in box. Promise.
Yes.
Meaning I added mint to help the smell.
Comes from a pet-free, smoke-free home. Blah blah blah.
Pet-free, smoke-free, but it's melted and has dog shit.
Yeah,
because you set it on fire and ran it through a dog's.
I promise it's Snickers, guys.
Yeah.
Jesus. Anyway, that's it for me. I'm good.
Yeah. I did want to say there was something I did forget about my week, but it touches on something that Rikki will get into on his week that we won't be able to hear. So I did actually get 100% completion on God of War Ragnarok. So I did complete the game this week. That's what I spent Thursday doing, finishing the last boss I needed to completely kill, and then finishing off the last few tasks. Which, by the way, they added this whole thing in there. Ricky will know. If you go into the goals, it's under Ratatasks.
Right. What?
Oh, okay. Maybe you haven't quite gotten that far yet. It's coming up soon if you haven't gotten there. So it's in the goals.
Like I do watch it and then go back to the like I'm already like almost a level 5, like at the very beginning of the story mode.
Yeah.
Like,
well, the thing is, like, you might not have gotten to that chunk of the thing where that comes. Either way, it's in the goal setting, but you have to do certain moves a certain amount of times to complete these goals.
Yeah.
And the only way to do it effectively is to go through the new Muspelheim trials.
Yeah, I was gonna say the place where Odin's ravens are, they have that little training arena. You can just go in there and just keep doing them over and over.
It doesn't count because you have to have kills.
Sorry,
shut up.
What did you call the trials? The
Muspelheim.
Moose poop trials? What?
No, Muspelheim.
Muspelheim. It's Christian hell.
Yeah, it's the dead in Norse mythology.
Yeah. So in Norse mythology, proper hell is like frozen.
Helheim.
Muspelheim is the realm is like primordial realm of fire and earth where everything kind of came from. So like you go through in the first game, Muspelheim, there's a whole section of trials that you do. All it is just
I just saw Rusty's comment. He's gonna piss Sean off so much. Sounds like fuck you. I'm not eating for a week and I'm only working out every day.
He's gonna come to Canada and kill you now.
I'll just hug him to death. It'll be fine.
That's not how that works.
Sean doesn't allow for hugs.
There's
I've tried.
There's 5 minutes of that podcast that nobody cared about.
Yeah.
God of War.
Yeah. No, everybody loves God of War. It's great.
Do they?
Yeah. It is. It's a fantastic game. But no, it's the last two bosses of the game. Like one, you can't get to either of them until you complete the regular gameplay. So they are literally like the last two bosses. They're both insanely fucking hard, even if you have everything leveled up. So
hate those games.
I mean,
yeah,
you're a pussy.
Well, like one boss that I've seen other people struggle with, I just completely wiped the floor with. So I'm like, did you guys suck so bad that you couldn't beat this guy, or did you just not have the level for it? You know, like that was a normal boss throughout the game, but like not these huge like maximum level bosses. So, but no, the Muspelheim trials are interesting in this one compared to the last one.
So minus the three of us, that's 8 live viewers. That's good, man.
At least
chat squad, hit the like button. We appreciate y'all. Thank you for coming in, everybody.
It says 11 now. More people are trickling in. So either way. All right. So now that nobody knows who I am is done with his week. Ricky.
By the way, why is it that you guys actually know how these places are spelled? Because Dormammu's in there, Muspelheim, and he
didn't spell it right because there's an F in it.
Muspelheim.
It's a P. Muspelheim.
Muspelheim. Is that like
it's not
type
slime.
of seafood?
No, it's Muspel. There's it's
M-U.
It's M-U-S-P-E-L-H.
No, it's PH.
That would be Muspel. It's not F. It's
Moose. Okay.
Either way.
So, anyways, he kind of gave.
Hold on, no, motherfucker. Muspelheim.
We're still on this. Jesus,
it's nobody cares.
No,
nobody cares.
Now, hold on. To be fair,
nobody cares. Dad body Thor.
To be fair, the only one that is spelled weird that has been previously mispronounced in other media is Svartalfheim, where they did do. There's an extra F. Like everywhere else doesn't have that F. It's always been like Svartalfheim.
It's kind of like the first date. Yeah. It started off fine.
Yeah. So it's like shit. Hey, look, it's the Brammer. The Brammer is here.
Nick, my dude. Hey,
how?
I'm not gonna put his personal business out there, but Nick had something big happen in his family yesterday with his kid. So we're sending lots of positive thoughts and prayers to his family. Make sure Cal's okay and that everything's all right with him. Appreciate you stopping by and saying.
Yeah, so everybody just
Chuck,
popping in. Ricky's having a storm right now, so therefore his internet doesn't work because Florida.
Dude, I will fucking drop out if y'all are telling me this is going in and out. I will fucking
It's still going in and out, but not.
It's not as bad.
It actually got better. It got better, and then it started doing it again. Like normally we have no issues with Ricky, and he's on his back porch on his Wi-Fi, but now he's in his room on proper internet on computer, and he can't have a good signal. It's fucking stupid.
It's fucking storming outside, and it's fucking me all up, and I don't like.
What's funny, I've been out here. We've been on podcasts or live stream in the middle of like a torrential downpour outside, and
they've heard a hurricane blow through my back recording.
Yeah,
we had that hurricane through while we were recording one day.
Yeah.
So did I manage to summon somebody into the chat called the one with no name by changing my name to nobody knows who I am?
No, he was already here.
But that's my neighbor. That's my neighbor. Don't fucking worry about him.
But that's funny.
That's literally my neighbor.
That's your neighbor?
Slap him in the face and steal his dog. Don't worry about him.
Picture phones from the 90s. Yeah, that's
Wait, is that your neighbor that your dog hates?
Ironically enough, that is the one that wants to murder.
That's funny.
That is him. Like she hates him.
Oh shit, Wolfie's here now. Shit, we're gonna
Wolfie,
we're gonna get the Realm Hatton nerds in here now.
Yeah, well, I sent it into a group message. There's like
that's
50 people.
I tried to get the mechanics, but I'm not seeing anybody. So,
but anybody popping in now, realize this stream is only here on this channel because the actual channel for the podcast is not set up for streaming yet.
You see what Eric just said?
Yeah, I see it.
It's a dog is possessed. She's a fucking devil, dude.
What do you got?
But with me, she's all like,
Rusty, what do you got?
Beer.
No, what beer?
It is called Lug Tread. Bo's Lug Tread.
Doesn't matter. Jameson and Coke.
From Ontario. I do like Jameson and Coke. I will drink Jameson and Coke.
I applaud you like a real man.
Oh, by the way, this is number 2. Y'all caught me. Y'all didn't.
Yeah, you went and got it while you were
pee break.
Yeah, your pee break.
Well, I empty out and had a refill.
So what he had to do is he topped off his cup with that liquid so that he can get his Jameson back.
Just recycle Jameson.
Recycle Jameson and Coke.
It tastes the same.
We're saving money.
No, because here's the Coke. All I do is come in here and add Coke.
Do you want to do dueling spudgers? Shoki, you want to do dueling spudgers?
Sure. Oh, hold on.
I have a
collide. By the way, I have a very weird thing about that. What? Everybody calls it spudgers, and
it's
I have a
spudger right on it.
It does not. It says solder aid on it.
Mine says nothing on it.
Actually, mine says nothing on it either. But I had one that
I worked for over 10 years for a military company, and these are solder aids, and it fucking drives me. It's taking me 3 years
because solder aid sounds like a terrible form of liquid that you would
when you're soldering. This flat end is to hold the wire down on the pad while you're soldering. This pointed end is to help you shift.
I thought
so. Like, hold on,
this little thing right here, right?
Yeah, it's for hooking wires or something.
Right.
Yeah. So someone figured out these are the perfect tool for toys and whatnot.
Yes.
Yep. But it still trips me out when people call it a spudger. My brain immediately wants to go, "No, it's a solder aid, you motherfucker."
What's this for? What do we do?
And then, ironically, that's for pushing stuff down into.
I assume that was for inserting things.
Like picture a circuit board when you're running a wire through it.
Yeah.
You can put this on the other side, and you just hook that wire end around it, so it flattens it against the board right there, so it holds the solder. It holds the wire compressed to the solder to the circuit board.
See, we're turning into an educational program, boys and girls.
And to really blow your fucking mind, they actually call these black plastic things the green sticks. I don't know why, but they call them green sticks because there is a bigger version of it that is kind of a green color, but they call these green sticks too. I'm like, these motherfuckers. It blew my. For 10 years, I worked for a company that used these things for the government, and it blew my mind when they called these green sticks. I just call them all solder aids. So when everybody says spudger, I'm like, it's a solder aid, motherfucker. It's taking me 3 years of collecting to actually call this a spudger. It drives me nuts.
That's not your best joke, Dormammu.
That was weak. It was weak.
That was pretty weak. Much like this flavor of Solderade. Pretty weird.
On to me and my
Yeah, so type it in the chat so people can actually get it. Type your week in the chat.
I will drop the fuck out. I have a game to play and not time.
Wait, I was gonna say, is your PlayStation doing anything right now? It's not sucking down your internet.
Uploading or anything. It's literally like the TV's in sleep mode right now.
Oh well, if the PS5's in sleep mode, it can still be doing things.
But
no, I changed the settings so it doesn't do anything while it's in sleep mode.
I had to start turning mine off. It was doing that. Actually, funny thing,
I have a you see that secondary orange glow? That's a charging station for my controllers. That's the only thing it does while it's in sleep mode. Like I don't fuck around with it like that.
No,
I don't want it downloading from the internet, running in the background.
Dormammu might be right. You might have to go back to ghost mode and might be a little smoother.
Okay, I'll do.
Yep, you should.
Whatever.
So I got.
You said do that.
It's really cool. It has great articulation. So let me move on to the next figure that I have in my hand. I got this in today. This, if you notice the face sculpt on it, it is 1,000% fucking money, dude. Like you can't get much better than this shit.
He's talking about Pinky
the other day, I got in these figures. And yes, they are mold mates. So now you should know that they're Transformers. These are mold mates, but they're slightly different accessories with them. This one has this, and that
the
one
irony
has
is it got better. We just can't see what he's saying.
How great is it that I went ghost mode? Fuck your mom.
No.
Tell me what the fucking
Rikki, the irony is we can hear you flawlessly now. We can hear you flawlessly.
As soon as he flipped the video back on and started cutting.
Now, minus what I showed y'all in group chat, just what you know from this shit. What was I talking about?
We don't know because we couldn't hear you.
Welcome to the part of the show where I called Rikki and fuck your rules.
That's right. Fuck your rules.
Okay, so this isn't a rule. This is a request. Turn your camera off to talk. It actually helped a lot.
I get it because the Kara's sick, so she's laying there watching TV, and the boys are watching TV in the living room. So it's kind of bogging my internet down right now. Plus, you add in the storm, and it's just fucked.
Yeah.
So get bad, just let me know.
Yeah, just turn off the camera. Your audio was flawless without the camera.
Oh, was it?
Yes. Did I was trying to tell you that. You just kept talking.
No, we didn't see anything.
Exactly.
Yeah. We don't. I would rather hear you than see you right now.
All right, cool. So then I'm just gonna be like, I got these figures this week. As you are amazing.
And Rusty dropped out, I think, because the puppies were making noise.
Except all right,
we can still.
So
hear
let's
him.
try. Shoky, just let me know when it gets bad, dude.
Bad.
It's.
I'm not joking. I don't know why Rusty dropped out unless he needed to for a second. But in your case, turn your camera off while you're talking. We'll just go audio for right now. It doesn't want to do both. It's like you can have flawless camera or you can talk. But only one will want to work at a time. Yeah, I think Rusty dipped out because of puppy problems. There we go. Let's see if it works.
So I'm having technical difficulties. You know, the wife's sick, so she's in there streaming shit on Netflix. The boys are home, and they're watching shit on Netflix, and it's just. And then you add in the storm, my internet is just fucked right now.
As everyone has been witness to.
So enjoy looking at the figures that I'm talking about. As I tell you, the face sculpts are pretty good.
Actually, if you send pictures, can you send pictures?
I'm not listening to nobody. Fuck them. They get ghost mode.
No. So send me the pictures so I can bring them up.
I already.
Where?
Got today. Articulation is not trash on them. They're not great by any stretch. Company goes, it's pretty top tier for their figures. I'm not giving you anything, dude. You're gonna have to work for this shit because you're making me go ghost mode. I'm good. The accessories are great. They fit the character. At the very end of all this, I will just turn the camera on and what we're talking about.
Yep.
Articulation is pretty good. I mean, it's not top tier or anything, but for what it is, I have no need for it to be amazing. Accessory count, like, I don't know. I'm very happy with them because up until now, the only representation I had was a little. Always makes you smile when I look at it, but now I have actually put my collection. So,
Well,
talking
that's
about
good. That's good.
maybe big screen. Do the big screen.
Huh?
Big screen.
Make what big screen?
Make.
You're not here.
Like, I have my camera on right now. You don't see me?
No, it there. Now it finally came back. It dropped out. I wasn't fucking around. I was like, what are you talking about? Make you big? I can't see what you're doing. Hold on. I'm
God of War.
Yeah, you might have to go back to playing God of War temporarily. Why is it getting worse?
I don't fuck.
It was actually getting better. Like, it really, no joke. It was
Super 7, Pinky in the Brain.
There you go. We get one frame of it. There you go. Super 7, Pinky in the Brain. We can see it 5 seconds.
They're really cool. They came with a fuck ton of accessories. They're bigger than I thought they'd be. The articulation is not the greatest thing ever, but I've got Thundercats from them that aren't as good as these things. So they're pretty decent. Plus, I love Pinky in the Brain. It gives me the chance to enjoy them as early on. Yeah, I have just for my own entertainment right here above everybody. Y'all can this. I just have this little statue of Pinky in the Brain with their plans to take over the world.
Oh, that's cool.
Like, kind of statue thing that I had sitting on my desk because it makes me laugh and smile. Because I love Pinky in the Brain. So now I have action figures. My plan, and I'm going to say it out there so that anybody who does it in their display is just biting off my idea. Is I'm going to get an actual fucking like hamster cage or rat cage, and I'm going to put it on up inside of it. Displayed that way, like at Acme Labs. So I'm looking forward to that. They're pretty cool. So past that, am I still going? My video is still okay?
Hold on. Well, no, but for some reason it's showing my connection is bad. But I'm not on Wi-Fi. That doesn't make any sense.
Am I okay?
No.
But you can hear me fine.
Barely. Give me a second. For some reason, it's saying that I've got a bad connection, but I'm not on Wi-Fi. I'm wired in. That makes no sense. Because I've got the little signal thing up in the top corner, but it says connection is unstable. It's like, unless something's going on with my internet now, that shouldn't be a problem. I don't understand. Huh. That's weird. Because I used to legit have a problem on one reason I stopped doing live streams this way back in the day is because my Wi-Fi got bad on my camera or my computer. The Wi-Fi actually got real bad, the actual modem. So like I once
fucking me worse than normal.
Yeah,
having everybody here on the fucking normal.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just hold them static and maybe somewhere along
stop moving. Yeah. Okay. I just now saw Rusty's message. Yes, he is having puppy problems. Problem is that Rusty forgot to mute when he walked off.
Did I? Oh, I forgot to. Okay, well,
we've been listening.
Sorry.
So we've been hearing the puppies the whole time.
Oh my god!
All right, sorry. So Ricky's attempting to show us his
new age version 2 Ratchet and Ironhide.
Oh, I've seen these. They look so good. Yes, please show me.
In robot mode, they look good. In alt mode, they're fucking donkey shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, their vehicle modes are not great.
Vehicle modes are trash. Plus, they're also too short compared to. I have the Magic Square ones over there on the shelf. Well, I haven't gotten to the level of my legend scale. I haven't gotten to that level of my legend scales where I need shots and all that. I got caught up in the hype of the. I really loved the came with the beds where you can put all the extra weapons in. Where on the one toy, the hood, the roof would come off, and that little trailer thing when they're in bot mode where you can put all the extra shit at.
Yeah,
I got caught up with that these do that same thing. Like, it's not that the roof comes off, it's a secondary piece is already in that trailer mode. You can put all the accessories on.
I
like that idea.
So not parts forming like we were discussing earlier.
No, it's a whole secondary part.
Nice.
With
Magic Square
storage, essentially.
Yeah. So
bots real quick, and their alt mode is way better. So the Magic Square kind of wins that one. This one wins articulation and paint, maybe.
Yeah. So in that regard, because you said they're too small, but they're actually bigger than the old ones.
Yeah, they're too small compared to the Magic or some of the other newer ones.
Yeah, but ironically, they're taller than the 1.0s.
So that's the thing that I haven't gotten into yet or figured out because I haven't really delved heavily into the legend scale stuff. But I've heard that the different companies, they don't scale well with each other.
Sometimes they do.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, because the thing is, well, they had this discussion on Collection Critique not long ago, where a guy actually successfully mixed like 4 different legend scale brands into a diorama, and it worked because you didn't have like all of one and then all of the other. They were intermixed. So, and in an action pose and in a fighting diorama, so it actually kind of worked because they also used like the big city bots in the display as well. So you had something for huge scale,
right,
and then you had a bunch of small scale stuff. So, and then I mixed them in too because I had the original Magic Square Sideswipe and Ultra Magnus in with all my DX9 New Age stuff, and it still sort of works. It's just not as clean realistically. Ricky's taking another pee break. You must have run out of Jameson again.
But it's it was actually the Jameson.
So confirmed.
Really had to pee really bad.
Yeah.
I kind of heard the beginning of what Rusty was saying.
Yeah.
And it's kind of hard to be one or the other. About between the two brands, like the two main brands, New Age and Magic Square. I reached out to EE Prime, who's really big in the Legends, and kind of literally wrote notes. Like I have a board bots are too small on New Age. Like they're even these in 2.0s, they're too short scale wise. Now, mind you, scale's all in the head. So
some would say the shoulders too.
Well, all to give you a frame of reference, can you see me? Like, is my internet working enough for this? Can you see me?
You're good.
Barely.
Sort of.
Don't move.
This is a Magic Square Jazz.
Damn it, he moved.
Yep.
This is a New Age Jazz standing right next to it.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean it's a big difference, and you know, having collected most of what New Age has had.
You see what I'm saying, Rusty?
Yeah,
like
we see it.
Yeah. Now those you can't mix together, but say like
it's the car bots you can only go one or the other. They don't mix and match very well.
They don't mix and match. Okay. And then and Ricky and I talked about this before with the Bumblebee. So he got the Bumblebee and Cliff Jumper 2-pack, the 2.0s, and they are tiny. Even compared to the original New Age.
But their alt modes are perfect, dude. They look like penny racers. They're fucking amazing.
Yeah. So, but like they scale pretty well to the Prime. So basically they did the same thing MP did. You take the one figure that you're going to base the rest of your scale on.
Right.
And make sure you insert that figure in the middle of the run. Yep. So that everything before it is the wrong scale. And then everything after it no longer scales with anything else. So that's what they did.
I suppose it's even with the MP stuff, it happens too. Like if we look at the Skyfires now, right? I mean, Phoenix is taller than the Takaratomi Skyfire really significantly, big. Right?
Yeah, it's like 2 heads taller at least.
Yeah, so even then, right? We're in the same situation of masterpiece scale. The different companies don't necessarily scale each other. And actually, I was just thinking about it's funny that he was holding up 2 Jazzes from 2 companies because I was just going to do this, right? That. Yeah. Here's Fans Toys Jive and here's Agent Meister, but
yeah,
he's significantly shorter, right?
That's
not
literally
that
why I chose the Jazzes, because I knew you
Yeah.
had them all out for your reviews.
And if Mike was here, he'd be a big fan of this conversation.
So
yeah.
just to show you this new age ratchet that I showed you all.
Yep.
All right, hold your breath and don't move.
Waiting.
There you go.
We're waiting. Okay, try that
This
again.
is their 2.0. So this is their newer, bigger version.
Yeah.
This is Magic Square's 1.0 ratchet. And you can see how much bigger, like put their feet to feet. You can see it's already like at least a shoulder or a head's height taller.
Yep.
Look close.
So
These are the ones you're holding up to look close.
Like it depends on, ironically enough, whichever Optimus you're running with. If you're running with Magic Square's Optimus or New Optimus scales.
The Magic Square Optimus 2.0 is so much bigger than the other ones.
Yep.
Yeah,
like I
so
have
much bigger. So
of the New Age Optimus, and I have the Shattered Glass version of the Magic Square Optimus, and like one's a little one and one's a masterpiece. Like they're almost a head and a half difference between the two.
Yeah, Magic Square set their own scale. They did change it over time, especially when they redid their Prime. But
Magic Square's kept pretty close. New Age is going crazy with their scale change.
No, but what I'm getting at is like, because I only own 2 Magic Squares, and one of them's Ultra Magnus. Their first run at Ultra Magnus is too short for a lot of things. But so do I. But the New Age one is massive. They made the New Age one is too big if you're going by an actual scale chart, because Ultra Magnus is not supposed to be twice the size of Prime. He's supposed to be like a head taller.
A head and a half.
Yeah, like maybe a head and a half. But instead, he's enormous, just like the Takara did. So New Age is trying to copy Takara. Magic Square is doing whatever the hell they want. But they redid their scale so early because they redid their Prime so early. They redid their Prime after only like 6 figures or something like that, and then just reset everything to that scale. But now, what I will say, their Ratchet and Ironhide look great in bot mode. I won't buy them because I will have to completely start over. I'm going to stay with what I've got. But if you want really, really clean looking bot modes, go with Magic Square. If you want really good looking virtually everything else and really nice transformations and better feeling plastics, go with New Age. And paint, for that matter, because Magic Square doesn't do much paint.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway, did Ricky get to tell his PS5 story, by the way? Are we going to get to
He might have, but we couldn't hear it.
We couldn't hear
it. I don't know what Ricky's
So the last part again?
We were wondering, you didn't get to your PS5 story.
Oh, no, I haven't got there yet, but I was just grabbing these because you were talking about them. So this is the Age David, which is their Optimus, which is like their version
wait
of
for a second. Hold on. It's not showing. You're totally frozen. Dude,
this intermission has been brought to you by Florida Internet.
Yeah, this must be a really bad storm because he is completely dropped.
I gotta look.
We don't even hear him anymore. Like, that's bad.
He's frozen.
He's totally frozen.
Power outage.
So I mean, I could show you because I have. Shit, which one do I have out there now? I don't even. Okay, so that's right. So I've got David up there, and I forgot. Okay, so yeah, let me grab my Ultra Magnus and my Prime real quick. Entertain the troops.
And Ricky is in the stream with audio only. Okay. Entertain the troops.
Pick up my butt.
Look, everybody, it's Jive. Because I haven't talked about that enough in the last little while.
Fan Switch Jive. Yeah, let's talk about that.
What's going on in the chat? Nothing. Still.
Yeah, the chat died too.
Oh man.
Everybody who was here for Ricky left. So
is Ricky still is he still in the chat though?
No, he came back. Okay, so for instance, like this is
why is the one in your left hand all floppy?
Because he's floppy. He's older. It happens when
it
happens when you get older. So for those one, okay, so this is the original DX9 David.
Yeah.
This one.
Yeah.
This is the no, I'm sorry, Dutch. DX9 Dutch. Sorry, same thing. Dutch David. They're roughly the same height, but this one's clearly modeled off MP44, which is what Rikki was trying to say and failed.
Why
This
did you say DX9? I thought David was New Age.
No. David, this is New Age.
Okay.
This is DX9.
Got it.
Dutch, David.
Got it.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, not so much.
I got it.
All right. So this one was roughly based off of like MP1, give or take.
Yeah.
This one's MP44, so you can see the difference there.
Yeah.
But then if you bring in their Ultra Magnus, New Age's Ultra Magnus.
Yeah.
He's fucking huge. And you got to remember, this has one of these roughly inside it.
Yeah.
You know, so
I don't hate it.
I know, but it's way too big.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it for size. I think it actually looks okay.
So the Magic Square 1.0, it's actually in vehicle mode right now, so I can't show it. The Magic Square 1.0 is only this tall compared to this, so closer to scale. Now, I don't have the 2.0 of, obviously I don't have that of a Magic Square, but nobody liked the 2.0 Magic Square. Everybody liked the 1.0 because they did. I think that because they switched to doing the armor thing. Oh, I got to re-add Rikki. Sorry, because he popped out and came back in. I didn't realize he wasn't.
Look at his video. His video's so clear now.
I hate the goddamn internet.
It's getting better. What happened? What'd you do? Pop out and pop back in, or did you fall out?
No, it crashed. Like it kicked me.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Yeah.
No, we know it dropped you because you stopped entirely while you were talking. But
okay,
now,
so according to the ever popular Sunbow chart,
yes,
you're right. Ultra Magnus is literally
he's only like a head and a half taller. Yeah,
like
not
even. Shoky was doing. I was watching y'all from the green room. He's doing what I was going to grab.
Yeah, that's why I did it. Yeah,
the thing happened. Like you got like a shoulder and a head above an Ultra.
Yeah,
Magnus,
he's huge.
Which I'm okay. Not I'm okay with Ultra Magnus being bigger.
That's
he has a complete and total body armor upgrade.
But the one thing that matters
here, rapid body armor.
Yeah. So the one thing that will matter the most is how Hot Rod looks compared to Ultra Magnus, because if they make him like that big, that's gonna be
right now. The only problem is MFT is the only option for Hot Rod, and he's fucking huge. Like he's almost the size of that fucking Ultra Magnus.
Yeah, that MFT is completely different.
The thing that always threw me out too, even in the cartoon, right, was Rodimus was, to me, Rodimus was not as big as Optimus.
He was meant to be.
But exactly. But when you look at some of the Sunbow size scale charts, he was supposed to be.
Yeah. Well,
right. But I never got the sense that Rodimus was as big as Optimus.
Well, what'll really blow your mind, look how close, if you have it pulled up still.
Yeah.
Scroll over to Cyclonus and see Cyclonus versus Galvatron.
Yeah, dude. Sometimes he's like a fucking mile and a half.
Yeah. So
he's taller.
But not by much. It shouldn't be.
It depends frame to frame what you're looking at.
Yeah.
Even Skyfire. Let's talk about Jetfire Skyfire. That's now the newest thing in MP level. Okay, sometimes he's the same exact height as Optimus while they're talking.
Yeah.
And sometimes Starscream's standing at his knee looking up at him. So it depends frame to frame what you're doing.
Yeah. Well, that is the biggest problem with coming from an animated show, but that's why the chart, quote unquote, exists.
But the chart's based on the show, and it depends on which frame they grabbed.
Yeah. Well, that's why I like Mike's chart, because he probably spent the most amount of time actually researching the shit.
Yeah.
And finding a best average and going by canonical heights.
But it's in Canadian math, so it doesn't really count.
Well, it's meters.
I mean, so listen, we're talking about a cartoon where Hoist climbed inside of Huffer in an episode. So
we're talking about a cartoon where that Devastator stood up the side of fucking Astro Train that was the size of Optimus Prime when he transformed into
Astro Train could not have been the actual size of a train or a space shuttle to do either of the things he does in that movie.
Like Devastator being 6 stories fucking tall, standing up beside of him with headroom.
Except that he's not 6 stories tall. I think we looked, he's only 3 stories tall.
Anyway.
Either way. Oh, no, just on that note though, this came up before. Bumblebee is sometimes the exact same height as Spike, and then other times he's twice as tall as Spike. And I was like, what? It's like, that makes no sense.
Yeah.
So we've got to stop fighting over scale. So at the end of the day, it's when I put it on my shelf,
get the best looking figure that you want.
Exactly.
With how it looks on the shelf. Like, it's not even about the best looking. Like, when I look at it in my head, is that should be to Optimus? Is that where Optimus should be to freaking Ultra Magnus? Because you have multiple options. You can build it how you want to.
Yeah.
So it works for me. Like, to me,
if
those 22-inch, 20-inch combiners work perfect for scale in my head.
Yeah.
But collectors that say that those are way too fucking big.
But see, this is why the now legend scale combiners that are coming out kind of fuck with everything. It's like, what am I supposed to do?
You see this little green thing right here? That's the size of my Toy World.
Roughly.
I'm sure there was a very good point coming there.
There was a really good point.
The green thing.
I'm hanging up.
Keep going. No.
Look, going. I got Pinky in the Brain. I got fucking Ironhide and Rat. I'm going home. Fuck y'all, man.
We love you, buddy.
I'm going back to
Ricky. If
God
your internet gets
War.
better, drop back in.
I'm going back to God of War. Fuck y'all.
You can't play God of War.
You can't play God of War if you can't stream on the internet.
I don't need internet for God of War.
I know it's
a
joke. No, you don't have to play it over the internet.
Oh, okay, cool.
No, you have to have it for all the other.
I could be playing God of War right now, and you wouldn't even.
Okay, so
how many
that would
people
kill
want
your
Ricky
internet.
to stay? Everybody in the chat. Everybody wants Ricky.
Anyone
to stay.
in the chat wants Ricky to stay. Say
oh, the chat that's dead. Thanks, guys. Thanks for taking.
Round about the time
you're in. There's 7 people.
Round about the time this thing was telling me that my internet was having problems, the chat stopped. Even though there's no way my internet was having problems. That's weird. The chat died at the same time.
I'm trying to get the internet fixed over here. I'm gonna have it rerouted so I have a direct plug-in in my office. But
yeah,
it's
helps.
fucking crazy.
Well,
It's crazy.
It apparently doesn't.
They want to charge you for 2 separate lines here on that Spectrum thing.
Yeah, it's fucking retarded.
They don't want to split it between the two. If you have one, Kara's desk, she has the direct contact because she uses it for work. So that's way more important.
Yeah.
So
they do the same thing. They do the same thing.
I asked them to split it and drop a line in the office. They're like, oh, well, you got to pay for a secondary line. I'm like, fuck you guys.
See, what's stupid here is that even though every room is wired for actual hardline internet, you have to have a router. You can't just plug it into the wall and like have a main router set up somewhere. So like it would be great if the apartment itself was networked, but that's not the way it's set up. It's set up that you can put a router in any given room. And we had it originally to go in the living room, but then they found out there's something disconnected between that particular wall and then the actual internet source where it comes in. So because exactly like you were saying, I needed the direct access for everything I do on YouTube. Our router is down here in the bottom of my Besta. And, now I'm hardwired because the Wi-Fi kept dying on me because my computer's Wi-Fi router sucks so bad. Or modem.
Well, like, has the door on her desk out there in the dining room area.
Yeah,
we talked to Spectrum about getting a drop.
Yeah. I know what you said.
I was going to do a drop line into my office, and they're like, you have to pay for each individual one of those.
Yep.
Yeah, which is stupid.
100 fucking gigs and upload speed, and I literally have 15. What are you talking
over the Wi-Fi? Yeah. Well, it's the same problem here because, like I mentioned before, when we're in bed, I've got full Wi-Fi connection, but literally on the other side of the bed, the Wi-Fi is just outside of range. Like, so she can't get Wi-Fi connection. So on her side of the bed, she has to use cellular signal for watching videos and whatnot. So like that's as far as. And I tried Wi-Fi extenders, and the speed off the extender was no better than just going off of the edge of the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
So I spent money on getting Wi-Fi.
Now you're roboting on my end. I couldn't hear anything you said. Wi-Fi extenders turned into roboting noise.
Yeah. I don't know. Did you hear me okay, Rusty? Or is that just
no, it's mine. It's not you guys.
Okay.
My end.
Yeah. So now it's affecting you actually hearing things. Okay. So while we can still sort of hear you, do you want to attempt your problem with your birthday present?
No, I watched stuff and I did stuff. Fuck off. Somebody else's turn.
Oh, you were the end.
Else.
You're the butt cap.
No one else.
Yeah. We're coming around, guys. See y'all next week.
So here's the thing, though. So Ricky had a story to tell us as to why he's an idiot for his PS5 issues this week, and we wanted to know what it is. So Rusty, what did you think his problems were?
So he said, okay, so let's break the story down, right? So he
Oh, save it for the next show.
You want to save it for the next show? We can save it. Well, but we can still surmise. But we have to give everybody background.
We can put our predictions.
No.
He's like, I don't even want to try to talk about it.
Because like literally a robot you're talking, which means I can't hear shit of what y'all are saying.
You can watch it in the playback.
No, he sounds fine.
Yeah, it's going in and out.
All right, we'll leave it for the next one.
My story, so y'all don't get to run with it.
Fine.
We'll just let's just read it from the or we'll just play his audio because he sent it in audio messages. I could just play it from our
It's
messenger.
so much worse than that. Audio is not even accurate anymore.
It is. The rant is funny though. Like
the rant is actually pretty good. Though.
Next week you should play the rant and then have him explain.
Here's the teaser. So Ricky's brand new PS5.
Not even a week.
A week and a half.
Not even a week old. Yeah,
week and a half. Okay, week and a half.
So if you listen to episode 40, he got it in episode 40 while we were recording, and then
that's right.
Yesterday, on his day off, supposedly. It
wasn't supposed to be a day off.
Yeah. So his PS5 apparently just stopped connecting to the TV.
Died.
Now, it was still functioning. It was, yeah. It just wasn't going to work, and he said we're gonna go change it out. Blah blah blah.
Okay, cool.
And that's where we're gonna tease it.
That's another story. There's no story.
Yeah.
Week and a half old PS5 not working. Angry.
And we all had it in our combined moments. Like we felt so bad for him.
So bad. But
then I kept playing mine that's working fine.
But we also had our doubts as to is it actually the PS5 or is it anyway?
Well, none of us said that out loud, fortunately. We let him go through what he had to do.
You pieces of shit. Let me go through all this and didn't say fucking nothing because y'all.
Well, here's the problem.
Because you were angry.
Hold on.
At any point in time, y'all could have stopped me from loading it back up and taking it all the way. Stop burning.
You were in the car.
You were. Oh my god! By the time you told us, you were already in the process of returning it. Like we couldn't. I was at work.
I told y'all while it was still happening before Kara was even off of work. So no. Fuck all y'all. Y'all 5 seconds after psychics. Fuck all y'all.
I was at work when that happened.
Yeah, and your message sounded like you were in the car driving, freaking out.
Yeah, this sounded like a post story, not in act like a story.
No,
that's
the
currently
secondary
happening.
one was like the secondary.
Yeah. So either way, we'll get the full story. Oh, well, so we'll just leave it be for now. We'll get the full story on the next recording, not next live stream because we learned our lesson already.
God,
although
this actually cool to do.
Doing once a month lives, like I wanted to do once a month lives, and maybe Saturday evenings are probably the best day to pull it off.
Motherfucker, we can do it every week. I don't care. I don't care about.
I do.
I just need my inboard.
Yeah, we just need stable internet. That's all we need. Stable internet. So even though Ricky can't technically continue, should we just go ahead and do the actual story that we've got lined up here? Yes, I got a yes on a Rusty. So, all right. So
yes, run with it. If I don't say nothing, it's because my shit's acting stupid.
Okay, so we only had there's been a few things that have happened in the last little week, but because we're going live, I didn't want to go too deep. But this was an interesting thing that I found on the Twitter. I saw this, and it's actually from Bounding Into Comics. I've seen this website a couple times, pop up on different stories, and it's actually about Idris Elba, one of my favorite actors. He's fantastic in pretty much everything he does, except for those bookit.com commercials. I could do without those, where he busts in on a family and having a little getaway in a cabin and throws logs on their fire and just stands there and stares at them. I don't care if it's Idris Elba. I would be freaked the fuck out.
Right.
Because he literally kicks in the door. But so I do have the link down below. Actually, I can show this. I do have it here. I can show it on the screen.
You can share.
Look at that. Look at this technology.
Present.
I'm sure this didn't crash Ricky's website entirely. All right. So Idris Elba rejects identity politics, reveals he no longer refers to himself as specifically black actor. And it says, I don't want to be the first black, I'm the first Idris. And just that statement in and of itself is actually, well, factual, because I don't think there have been any other Idrises in any type of Hollywood to do things. But like the whole notion behind it, though, because he's doing this interview with, oh, where was it? Esquire UK. And of course, they're asking him about what it's like to be a black actor in Hollywood, especially in the given times. And like he says, he was asked that a lot. And he said he's always curious as to why this is fascinating to people, like the whole race idea. And I love his response, though. It says, I don't go to my black friends in conversation, ask them to tell me about racism. Have I ever faced racism? Yeah. It's like, hey, tell me how you've experienced racism today. You know, like, what the hell? And down here, I love this particular quote right here. And it says, if we spent half the time not talking about the differences, but the similarities between us, the entire planet would have a shift in the way we deal with each other. And at least to me, as a white man, just going, like that is a great notion in general. Like, I don't care if it's black man to white man or Asian or whatever race you want to identify as, or that you technically are, because intersectional racism is seemingly a thing now. Like, it's a great notion. It's like, why does it matter what color I am for the job I'm doing? You know? Oh, and I love this part here. Where was it? They called him, oh yeah, the Sonic and Hedgehog 2 star. It's like not mention anything else he's done. They go Sonic and Hedgehog 2 star.
Yeah, because he hasn't been in the MCU, right? Which would be much more recognizable, I think.
Well, they mentioned it down the line,
yeah,
but I guess he didn't star in that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, it's and you posted the interview a while back on 60 Minutes where Morgan Freeman basically kind of said the same thing, and they were talking about Black History Month, and he's like, what good is a Black History Month? He's like, do you have a White History Month? He's like, well, I'm Jewish. He's like, do you have a Jewish History Month? He's like, no. Do you want one? He's like, not really. It's like, so why would I want a Black History Month?
Yeah.
Do you think that the bounds of what is considered Black history is just going to fit to a month, or is that just stupid? It's like, how about we stop focusing on the color of each other's skin, you know? It's like, so that I don't just have to be a black man, and you're not just a white man. You know? And it's basically very similar to what Idris Elba said here.
It does go back to that. And it's interesting because we posted it today, and I remembered that Morgan Freeman interview and posted it. And I remember when I saw that Morgan Freeman interview, my initial thought was, again, as a middle-class white man in North America, what would I describe you as if I was in a room of people and you were, you know, a black man in the room, right? What other term would I use? I may say to you, oh, that black guy over there. And then I immediately thought, but why do I have to use the word black man? Why, if I was in a room full of white people or a room full of black people, I wouldn't be able to do that, right? I would have to say, well, the guy with the baseball hat on that's backwards, or the guy in the polo shirt, right? Something along that line, right? So it's interesting that sort of to Morgan Freeman's point, and I think what Idris is trying to convey here is, sort of like, as you said, right, that fascination with race and that we refer to each other by our race, our skin color, and not just as people, right?
Yeah.
And how do we go about changing that? I mean, we're talking about hundreds of years of history, right? Or whatever. I mean, I was going to say oppression, but I mean, it's not even necessarily the case, right? But I mean, white people running around telling other people what they should be doing, right? How do we change that? I mean,
well, to be fair, people of other colors have also done that exact thing. It's like, because they don't necessarily have to be telling someone of a completely different skin tone what to do because they can literally be doing it to someone of a similar skin tone. It's like you don't have to be of a different color to oppress people. It's weird like that.
Right.
You can in fact be putting a different color on your face and oppress people perfectly fine. And call yourself a prime minister.
Are you referring to my prime minister? How
I might
dare
be.
you, sir? How dare you?
Yeah, I like how Ricky included it, to be fair, from the chat. So,
did he?
Yes, he did. So continuing on the previous statement, he said, as humans, we are obsessed with race, he lamented. And that obsession can really hinder people's aspirations, hinder people's growth. Racism should be a topic for discussion. Sure, racism is very real. But from my perspective, it's only as powerful as you allow it to be. And that, I think, has always been my notion. Like, I mentioned before in a discussion we had about race, I was like, growing up, my mom's best friend was a very tall black lady, and her husband was directly from Africa. Like, and going to their home, everything was African stuff on the walls. They wore African garb. They ate African food, generally speaking, except for their, sometimes they'd make regular American food for their kids. But like, I grew up being exposed to a completely different culture in that manner. And I thought nothing of it because I wasn't taught that they were lesser than me in any way, shape, or form. It's like I didn't experience something to be considered racism until it was in media, and it was being shown in the manner of, look how shitty racism is. It's like, well, duh. It was like, it's like even before knowing about the Civil War or any of that stuff. And it is true. It's only as powerful as you allow it to be. And almost like Morgan Freeman said, it's like, it could potentially just go away if we just stop talking about it.
Yeah.
It's like, if you stop treating everybody with these kid gloves and be grown up about it and just say, fuck all that noise and just move on. I mean, not in a way of forgetting what happened, but like, stop perpetuating it now because it serves no purpose.
Yeah.
Like, there's no I mean, sure, in those times it served that purpose. Now it doesn't serve any purpose at all. It's like, so why do we perpetuate it in any way, shape, or form? And that's why he says, like, I stopped describing myself as a black actor when I realized it put me in a box.
Well, and this is just it too, right? And to that point, right, is that none of the Caucasian actors go around saying I'm a white actor. They just say I'm an actor, right?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, so why does it matter if you're an Asian actor? Why does it matter if you're a black actor?
Exactly. But at the same time, right? And then we go through that bit in Hollywood of white casting. Is that what they were calling it? Like, it wasn't whitewashing, right? Of whitewashing. So then, the guy that played Shang-Chi had to be of Asian descent, or at least look Asian, right?
Yeah.
And whoever played Black Panther had to be of African descent, or at least look of African descent, right? Which makes sense, right? It totally makes sense. But at the same time, you don't need to, and I don't think anybody did. I don't think anybody referred to Chadwick Boseman as a black actor. I think they just referred to him as an actor. And same thing with
no, I'm pretty sure they did that.
Did they? Okay.
Oh, of course.
Did they? Because
Hollywood would.
Oh, yeah. Because you're right.
Because it's not necessarily us in the audience putting them into that box.
Yeah.
It's Hollywood. It's
the media.
It's the media. It's modern society made that box again. Like, we had an argument early on in this podcast that, like, there was time where racism was disappearing in the mainstream. Like, it doesn't go away entirely, but we stopped talking about it and using it in the way that it had been used before because we all stopped giving a shit. We're like, everybody's equal. Why do we have to keep bringing it up?
Yeah.
And then people started to perpetuate it again. They started to make that divide again. It's like, you can treat anybody as equal, but it's the second you add an extra label to them,
then
they're not equal in one way or another. Like, however you want to divide the line, they're not equal anymore. It comes down to the intersectionality thing. It's like, how many pretext can I have to my label? Okay, so I'm going to be in my case, Caucasian, cisgendered, North American, male, of Slavic descent, You know, it's like, how many more things do I have to get to the point of I'm just Shoky? Like,
Yeah.
all of these things are not my labels. They don't make up me to everyone else.
Yeah.
They just happen to be a thing in there. I don't have to be defined by those characteristics, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Ricky's bringing up the Ancient One, and Doctor Strange was one of the cases of Marvel's whitewashing. Instead of because they had to please China, they replaced their Tibetan male with a Welsh white female.
Right.
Because if, and we talked about that too. It's like racism is like in full effect in so many other countries, and they get to call the shots on what Hollywood does.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not in an active role, but in a passive aggressive manner. Like,
Yeah.
well, it's too bad that you could have a Tibetan actor or Tibetan character, but we don't like that, and we have the biggest market in the world, so you might want to fix that. You know, they don't even have to actively say that. Hollywood just looks at the numbers and goes, slide that box over to a different, you know, everything. You know, and the fact that they change movie posters in China to reduce black characters, black actors and actresses, because they really don't like people of other descent over there, and they sure as hell don't like people of countries that they've either conquered or go against their religion or beliefs specifically.
Yeah.
So it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And we allow that, and we're fine with that, and that's a problem.
Yeah.
Like forget about putting people into smaller boxes, neglecting them entirely due to what someone else deems worthy is far more fucked up in my opinion.
Yeah.
You know? And let's see, where does he have it here? Okay. It says Elba further rejected Hollywood's penchant for identity politics by noting that rather than having his career heralded as inspiration for just black individuals, he wanted it to stand as a testament to the potential of people who grew up in rough circumstances similar to him. And he said, I accept that it is a part of my journey to be aware that in many cases I might be the first to look like me to do a certain thing. And it says, and that's good. And that's good to leave as part of my legacy so that other people, black kids, but also white kids growing up in circumstances that I grew up in, are able to see that there was a kid who came from Canning Town who ended up doing what I do, and it can be done. So people like to pretend that, okay, so you grew up whatever race, so therefore you have these stereotypical issues that would have gotten in your way. It's like, okay, but what if you, just because of your skin color, you didn't grow up under those circumstances, so they didn't grow out of anything? Why would you be an inspiration to people who didn't go through what you went through?
Yeah.
You know, in a similar fashion, like he grew up as a poor kid in Canning Town, you know, and then now he's one of the highest paid actors in Hollywood and is amazing at his job.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter that he's black because there were poor white kids in that town too.
Yeah.
You know, it's like Eminem in a way, you know, same thing, or Bobby in a similar way. He grew up as a poor white kid, you know, most times in the rough part of the neighborhood, you know. So it's like he lived the same experiences of all kinds of other people of different color.
Yeah.
But if you only want to give his success to his skin color and ignore where he came from to get there, then that's ridiculous, because other people in the same circumstance of different skin color came up the same way.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's a tough conversation to have, right? I mean, and I mean, again, like, you know, please everybody out there who may be listening to this, right? I mean, we recognize, I think Shoky and I, and even Ricky, would recognize that we are white, Caucasian, male, middle class, whatever you want to call it, right? So, because I've had conversations with, so my sister-in-law is a black woman living in Canada, right?
That's hard enough.
And it's, yeah, living in Canada is hard enough. But we've had conversations about, so I'll go back a little bit. Like my wife and I have had conversations about people even in Canada, right, will complain sometimes that this system is rigged against them, right? They'll never be able to get anywhere. And these are white people, right? That, you know, and people in my age range and everything else, right? The system is rigged against us. I'll never be able to be as successul as, you know, I'll never be able to I'll never have a nice house, 3 cars in the garage, all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
And my wife and I have argued, but we started out the same way as everybody else that we know around, our friends around us that maybe, haven't been as successful as us, but we worked in the system. We, we went to school, worked hard, got a good job and all that stuff. Right.
But you had an inherent leg up.
It's a
white leg, but it's a white leg.
Exactly. And that is the discussion that I have had with my sister-in-law, who was a Black woman living in Canada. Right. And I've had that conversation with her of, I don't understand why anybody can do this. Right. And she will explain it. She'll tell me stories of situations where she may have tried and she has been turned away. And she's pretty sure it's because of the way that she had her hair done that day.
Yeah.
And stuff we don't experience, right?
Yeah.
So
and let's not pretend that there is some of that out there.
Mm-hmm.
And because there is, and depending on the culture you live in, because Canada's culture, despite it being very similar, is not the same as here in the US.
No.
But you have regional cultural differences just within the US.
Yep.
Like Ricky lives in Florida. I live in Texas.
Yep.
Marginally the same.
Yep.
But there's plenty of differences even between that.
Yep.
Ricky's kids experiencing what life would be to be biracial, is a little bit different than what he grew up in, or what you grew up in, or what I grew up in, even if they have just as much money coming in as any other middle class family, if not maybe more. I don't know. Or if they're living in better circumstances than even their parents grew up in. But the idea is that just because their skin color is a little bit different, they should be treated different is ridiculous. Or mentioned the hair. You mentioned the hair thing.
Yeah.
I was once turned down for a job because I had a beard.
Yeah. Yeah. So it comes down to labels again, right? Which is kind of what I think both Morgan Freeman and Elba are talking about, right? Is that we have created there's labels that have been created, and with those labels come certain perceptions and stereotypes, right? And what they're basically trying to get to is we don't need to have these labels, like as you said, right? We don't need to have these labels anymore. And I mean, typically when I'm having conversations with people, I mean, I really don't care about those labels either. I don't refer to, my Black friend or, the biracial kid that lives down the road or any of that stuff. I don't really, right? In most circumstances, I have, like I said before, I mean, I've caught myself in situations where I go, the Black guy over there. And I go, why did I do that? Why did I refer to him as the Black guy? Why not just the guy in the baseball cap or whatever? You know what I mean?
Most obvious difference, I guess. But the thing is, but you're in a way, not an excuse, but because you don't see that. You don't see it in a negative connotation.
Exactly,
and I think that's the difference. That's one of the major differences when it comes to things like this is when it's someone who's using anything like that as a derogatory thing, whether it's sexism, racism, or any other ism.
Yep.
If you're using that as your basis to make a decision that isn't based on a specific need, especially in Hollywood, okay, I legit need a Black guy that's 6'5", 250 and muscular. You know what you're looking for the thing you need, because that's a specific role. You're not going to hire a white guy that's 5'2" and skinny,
Yeah.
There's things in Hollywood that absolutely make sense, but doing something for someone only because, and this is where I think that like the diversity, inclusivity, and the other thing, equity thing, is like diversity, nothing wrong with that. Inclusivity, great. Everybody should be a vibe. Equity is the problem in that. It's like, because equity is trying to make up for things. It's like it should be equality because we are all equal. It's like being diverse, being inclusive, and being equal is the idea, not being equitable, because equitable means you are lower and you are higher. Therefore, we have to level the playing field. It's like, how about we just start at the idea that we're all level, even though we've had different experiences in life? Because what they try to use as they turn classism into racism by immediately going, well, they're Black, therefore they must be poor and grew up poor and all these things. I was like, I'll tell you what, I grew up with guys literally in my exact circumstances, same level of income, living in the same neighborhoods that I grew up in, did they get treated different anywhere in my community?
Yep.
Not that I know of. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe on their individual experience, maybe there was something somewhere. But the same could be said for me if I go into an all-black neighborhood or I go into an all-Mexican neighborhood. I'll tell you what, in my job, I get around to all kinds of neighborhoods. I get around the county.
Yeah, yeah.
And I have gone into neighborhoods where I did not feel safe because of the atmosphere. And I don't mean specifically racist, but in the same way, one of my coworkers who is black went into a very similar neighborhood in the same type of town, but the skin color was different, but the vibe was the same. So he didn't feel safe going into this particular neighborhood. Now it's like if you want to call it low income neighborhood in the middle of nowhere, where everybody's got guns and certain flags, that doesn't necessarily mean bad, but it breeds it brings uncomfortability to whoever that might relate to. But it does go both ways. Like there are those inherent differences, but when there's danger, when there's things, regardless of skin color.
Yeah.
Sean's back, and I don't know what's going on there. But like Rikki just said, though, we're speaking from different places by talking to folks and pretending to get their perspective. Yeah. So I mean, like, clearly, because I'll tell you, so back at our old apartments, in the middle of COVID, my upstairs neighbor was not working. He was on disability and then on unemployment. But we still had to work every single day to have the same apartment that they had. And then because of their skin color, they were getting extra benefits from the government to stay at home. They were given a little bit more money. But if the thing was reversed, we wouldn't be getting the same money if one of us had to stop working, just because of that one aspect.
Right.
It's just like getting into college. If I could tick any other box other than Caucasian, they would give me more money to go to school.
Yeah.
And and I get that that's part of their equity plan. But it ends up being racist because
and again, it's those labels, right? That as you said, right? Do we need them, or can we all just
I mean,
go off a level playing field, and that anybody can, right?
Because the thing is like, by always using those labels, by always labeling someone that way, by always pigeonholing people, whether that's on an individual basis or on a societal wide basis, it will never make things better. And the thing is like, especially if you're being told you're the problem the whole time, you're going to end up resisting it. So like, I would never consider myself racist, but there are people out there judging only by my skin color would tell me that I am inherently racist just because of my skin color. I was like, you don't know my life. You don't know where I grew up. You don't know the friends I've had. You don't know the family members I've had. You don't know the people I've talked to. You don't know the people I work for. And you don't know nothing about my life. But because of the color of my skin, you assign something to me. And that is the exact same thing that other people experience too. People, we used to joke and call it reverse racism. It's like, it's not. It's just racism. So the only thing we kind of want to find equality in is racism, instead of finding equality on the other side. It's like, we're perfectly fine with making sure that everyone is racist, but we're not cool with just putting it all away. It's like, that makes no sense. And it's not like all white people are out there doing it, and also I would judge people based, I don't know, on their character, who they are, who I experience them to be, to decide whether or not I like them or don't like them. And their skin color has no bearing on that.
100%.
And that should be the modern take. Like, why? And once again, we're just two white guys sitting here talking about the problems of black people, but it's like, the thing is like,
or any race for that
matter. It's like, because I've heard the same argument from Korean people or Korean Americans or people who are biracial with Asian, and they don't get treated the same as black people when it comes to the racist argument. They're like, but why does my struggles as growing up in the same neighborhood, but being Korean and having a language barrier, and having all these other major cultural differences that hindered my life, why does that get excluded from the argument? It's like that's my biggest problem.
Yeah.
It's like, or their biggest problem, I should say. It's like, because right now we only see it as a white and black problem. It's like, no, it's any colored problem.
Yeah.
Because we find the problem on someone based on the color of their skin, and that shouldn't be the problem.
Yeah, it almost seems like the differences between people as a whole, different groups of people as a whole, and going back to my example of Canada, I mean, even at one point, right, it was Quebec against the rest of the country, right? If you were French,
it still feels that way.
It does sometimes, right? But it's not. I mean, it's not as bad.
But now it's Alberta versus the rest of the
right. Now it's Alberta.
Yeah.
Now we hate Alberta because Alberta apparently wants to go and join Texas for some
They're
reason.
Texas
Anyway,
it's
so
it's fine.
It's Canadian.
We'll
Texas.
annex it, and we'll run
Exactly.
I-45 all the way to Alberta, and we'll claim it.
But definitely like differences in general seem to be
exacerbated
in some way. And again, I sometimes I blame social media, right?
Yeah. I definitely do.
Right. The internet was supposed to be the thing that was supposed to bring the human race together, but we're more divided than we've ever been.
The problem is, by bringing us all together in one space, we were all thrown into each other's cultural differences,
and
beliefs,
made more
with
aware.
no filter, no control,
no all anonymity all the time. Say whatever you want to whoever you want, and there's no repercussions. Right?
There's no repercussions except for on a podcast when you can fight with each other directly.
Because remember when we were growing up, right? And if you said something bad to somebody, right, your dad took you out behind the barn and beat the shit out of you for 5 minutes to say, "Don't ever fucking talk to somebody like that again." That's
I think it all started with parents stopped raising their kids, and TV did.
Yep.
Like, if we're gonna go there, it's like, I mean, I was in the in between. It's like, I'm technically a millennial, but I'm on the tail end of Gen X. So, it's like somewhere in there. And I was raised by baby boomers, basically. So I was like, I'm in between generations. My dad's a full generation older than my mom, so it's really different. And growing up in very different age group, so it's like, while I technically grew up in the age of modern television, I also had parents that taught me things. I also went to church, learned values, went to Boy Scouts, learned structure and working together as a team. But now we show kids fucking Cartoon Network, Disney Channel, Nickelodeon, and all they show you is parents don't matter, raise yourselves, internet is cool, be colorful and loud and disrespectful.
Yeah.
And that's how almost 2 whole generations of kids have grown. And now those kids are having kids who are completely off the rails and have no identity, no direction, and full access to the internet and every bit of information filtered through
unfiltered.
Well, no,
in some cases,
dude, everything is filtered through somebody's lens.
Sure, from that perspective, sure.
At this point, everything is filtered through someone's lens,
right?
You don't get unedited, or you don't get unedited information anymore. You get someone's opinion about something that happened.
But that's another interesting conversation too, right? Is that have we lost have those generations lost the ability on how to interact with each other appropriately, right?
Yes, because they only communicate via text.
That's right.
When you have a table of 15-year-olds texting each other and giggling, they're not at the table. They're not saying words to each other.
They're not making eye contact. They're not talking to each other, right there. Yeah.
And we've also, I wouldn't be surprised, I know this is kind of a joke, that the future kids grow up with very weak necks, because they're always hanging their heads like this, always looking down. And I said that the other day. And I guess that's the whole point of the movie of Don't Look Up. It's like, literally, we're so focused on literally staring at our phones, we won't even bother to look up to know that something is coming at us.
That was a disturbing movie, by the way, because I kept watching it going, this could actually happen.
We actually, if you listen back to our very first couple episodes, we watched that movie right after it came out and talked about it. And yes, it's so startlingly true. And because they went with all those tropes, but now we have an entire generation that won't even believe the words of a trusted news source, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Because the people they listen to on the internet said, nope, that's fake.
Yeah.
It's like, back in the day, we didn't care about the news unless something bad happened. We cared about what happened on TGIF.
Yeah.
It's like we cared what's going to happen to Urkel and Laura next week.
Yeah. Great show.
Yeah, because it's like, well, yeah, we grew up on family networks and we grew up on those kind of things, but they taught morals, they taught things. They didn't say that you have no accountability, but even if you do, everything will be forgiven 5 minutes later,
Right?
And no one will ever bring up what you did again.
Everybody gets a participation award. Good job.
That too, yeah. That's the other thing that broke. Dude, I'll tell you what, failure has taught me more in my life than congratulations.
Yeah.
Because I have been up against steep competition in so many things that I've participated in, and I've come in second, third, fourth, never first.
Yep.
It's like never quite good enough.
Yep.
And all that taught me was to stop trying. I'm just kidding. But, I'm just kidding. But no, it's like that's the lesson, because
just give up.
Yeah, now
is
give up. Now you're told, and it goes into this article with him. You're told because of blank, you will never have blank. Just give up. And that's what they tell kids now.
Yeah.
It's either here's everything you ever want, don't ask questions, don't try, or you shouldn't try because you can't have. Because blank.
Yeah.
It's like we were the generation told we could be anything. They're the generations who said you can't be what you want because someone else says you can't.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest fucking problem. And I think in our modern society is that we've added artificial barriers. It's like there were actual barriers at some point, and some of it was just effort. Now you're told, don't even try. You can't have it because blank.
Yeah.
Back then we were told you fucking have it, but you're going to have to work for it. You can do it, but try fucking hard. That's why we had a huge run of astronauts, because everyone wanted to be an astronaut after the 80s.
Yep.
You wanted to be an astronaut, you wanted to be a fighter pilot. So we got a lot of fighter pilots and a lot of astronauts, and now we have hardly either. Now we have a fuckload of YouTubers and TikTokers.
Yep.
Making
speaking of
shit.
which,
Yeah, but we didn't set out to do it. We found this.
Yeah, we fell into it.
While doing our day job.
Well, to be fair, I mean, I think for most of us, it was the pandemic. We were sitting around the house doing nothing, going, "What can I do with my life right now?" I know
TikTok.
TikTok's a thing, right?
TikTok has ruined.
I can be famous. Famous.
So if we want to say the internet ruined at least one generation, TikTok is destroying what was left.
Yep.
Without a doubt.
Yep.
I really wish that we could have Chinese TikTok here, because apparently it's awesome.
Is it?
Dude, it's okay. Chinese TikTok is like PBS when we were growing up. All educational, all you can do better.
Okay. Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yep.
So the TikTok that gets pumped out to the rest of the world, which is...
It sounds like a huge propaganda channel, though, doesn't it?
Yeah. No kidding. No kidding. Yeah, no kidding.
Just making sure.
But like, if we had that version of TikTok, if we were allowed to have that, but it would basically be like growing up in the 80s and 90s again. You can do these things. You can be better. Here's all of your educational tools. Also, the rules when it comes to the internet and gaming and stuff like that for kids is completely backwards to what we have. We have, here, kid, here's your iPad, go. Don't talk to me. Over there, it's you get like 3 hours of internet time a week. You know, you can only play video games for like 2 hours a day at max. Those kind of things. Is like, wait, hold on. You mean your kids are actually spending time with their family and interacting with people and being educated on stuff? But over here, we're just giving them endless Apple products to keep them busy and shut them up. We filled them with all the sugar possible until they're morbidly obese at the age of 8, and then give them no reason to exercise because outside is dangerous. You know, don't go outside. You know, it's like, but then like what's really funny is I look at my great nieces and nephews who are growing up out in the country, raising livestock and playing sports, and like they look nothing and don't seem to function anything like city kids. And I was like, we have different worlds even on this level. And I realized it's like I grew up country adjacent before the age of the internet. So we were always outside on our bikes. You know, we were always playing in the yard, getting dirty, you know, getting hurt. You know, when that one day when everybody got to go to the pool, like we went to somebody's house to go swim. You know, that kind of stuff. It's like now it's like they don't even want to go. Like, what good is the pool? There's no iPads there.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
Yeah,
it's like, it's stupid.
I know.
You know that, and that's what it's like. Sometimes I wish the EMP would happen just so we can go back. Like, but then we couldn't have the show.
Ricky would be very unhappy because he wouldn't be able to play God of War.
Well, yeah, that would.
Oh no! Apparently, you can play God of War off the internet. Never mind. I don't know what I'm talking about.
No, but if the EMP happens, your PlayStation doesn't work. So
that's true.
We'll have to go back to the Stone Age. We'll have to send. We'll have to send messages via the mail to have our podcast.
Can and string.
Oh, what we'll do is we'll find some old tape recorders from the 70s that still function.
Oh, from the 70s. Okay,
from like the 70s where there's almost no electronics and you just need D batteries, and we'll just record on the tape our different sections, and then we'll just play the tapes together. If we ever had to go backwards in technology,
scissors and tape,
we'd be so fucked if we had to go backwards.
I know.
Like, I listened to a whole thing about this because last thing before we go, because we're kind of off topic here. There was a guy a few years ago. He did a TED talk. I had to Google to see it, actually watch it again, but he wanted to see if he could make a toaster from scratch.
What's wrong with flame?
Oh no, the point was to see if one man could make
something. If we can build anything anymore, like from
if any one person had the ability to create a modern convenience from scratch,
right?
And he got to the point where he pulled all the metals out of the ground as ore, refined them into coils of wire and stuff like that, and he got to the point where the only thing he couldn't do was make anything out of plastic, because he had no ability to refine petrochemicals into plastic.
Yep.
So there's an immediate barrier to that section.
But do we need plastic for a toaster?
Not necessarily. But that's kind of the point. So the whole idea is, like, if we wanted to go backwards in technology, like say the anime Dr. Stone. They figured out, because the most smartest people on the planet, how to recreate technology from the Stone Age, essentially. It's like, because he's the only person who has memory of everything and is smart enough to figure out, okay, we need this, and this. You do this, you can make this happen. And starting with as rudimentary as a wheel and working his way back up to a light bulb and steam engines and stuff like that. It's like, do you think you could create a steam engine? Like, I mean, do you think you could hammer out a pots and pans or a spoon out of raw metal? I
could make a bowl
out of wood.
We'd
actually be pretty good at making stuff out of wood by hand. I could do that. I mean, but then again, if you had to make an axe to cut down the tree, but you don't have the tools.
We don't have the tool.
You have to make the tools. It's like, we can't do it. We're too modern.
No.
So Idris Elba was right. Ultimately, Idris Elba is correct. And by the way, there was the whole point of this interview was to promote the new Luther sequel that's coming out. If anybody saw Luther back in the day, really good show. It's called Luther: The Fallen Son. Apparently, it comes out on Netflix on March 10th. So quick promo there. Oh, hold on. I'm sorry. It comes on Netflix March 10th. It's going to be in the theaters in the 24th of February. So interesting. Accidental promo for a Luther sequel movie. So, but Idris Elba's awesome. We should watch more things with him in it. But not because he's black, but because he's the first Idris.
Because he's awesome.
He's the first Idris.
Well,
I think, because he's been around long enough, because there is only one other Idris I know of, and that was in one episode of Doctor Who. So
never watched it.
God damn it.
Sorry.
Does anyone on this podcast watch Doctor Who other than me?
I know the theme song.
Yeah, sort of. You like ooey-ooing. So, sorry, Ricky had to drop out there, guys. We lost pretty much everybody in the chat, but it is what it is. I think only you and I are the only ones watching. Ricky might still be somewhere where he's
Rocky. Wow. Ricky said, I've had 3 beers. Ricky said that his internet died. So, I guess
okay. I didn't. I see the message.
He threw it in a message there, but
I see it now.
The storm took out his entire internet. Good
Sucks.
job, Florida.
We picked the best night to possibly record a podcast over the internet.
Best night.
Although it was fun doing a live stream, so hopefully
the best night. I was available. I don't know what you're complaining about.
I was here.
Yeah,
I was good. I was here.
2 best white guys on the internet. And now I've made it awkward.
First of all, I'm a person of color. I am.
Not according to the lighting that's currently shining on your face.
According to the coalition of people of color, people of Slavic descent are.
You're not going to find a whiter Canadian than this guy right here.
Yeah, you're definitely too white. No, I don't know. Mike is whiter than you. You're actually kind of tan.
Mike.
Our Mike.
Yeah.
So either way, so promos. Of course, go check out Rusty's stuff over there on the Rusty Mechanic links. They're down below. And by all means, subscribe to the Now You Made It Awkward channel, not the Shoky Reviews channel where this is currently airing. If you're hearing this after the fact or watching it, because I'm going to just upload the video over there for the first time. And everybody over there can watch how bad Rikki's internet got over time. By all means, subscribe to the Now You Made It Awkward podcast. We need more subscribers over there. I want to kind of start doing more there and a little less here on the Shoky channel. I'm already doing a lot less here on the review side. So I have an announcement coming fairly soon. So either way, but of course, go subscribe to Rikki's stuff over on the Nerd Rage Radio Facebook, where he makes their promos. And of course, go check out the Realm Hatton Project. Thanks to some of those Realm Hatton guys for coming by and visiting us in the chat. Appreciate that. Actually, check out the show from time to time, guys. You know, we have one of your co-hosts.
I was on your side. You come over here now.
Yeah, exactly. And then stop streaming at the same time that I stream so nobody can watch each other's stuff.
Yeah.
Except for Rusty. Rusty's good. Rusty was watching both our streams at the same time.
That's right. If you have multiple devices, boys and girls, apparently you can watch multiple streams with the same account.
Technically, you can do that on the same computer if you want to.
Really?
Yeah, you just open another tab.
Apparently, I'm not technically savvy enough.
Why would you just open another YouTube tab? Why would you?
Who knew?
Rusty's so old he doesn't know he can just open another tab. Hold on, let me go get my iPad and my phone because I can't be in two places at once.
Hold on, let me get my notepad and let me just take
now.
That. What did you say again?
Now on your phone you can't. On your computer you can.
Are you sure? I can get multiple tabs on my phone.
If you're gonna have multiple YouTube at the same time.
Oh, because it's in the app. Yeah, okay, gotcha.
Now, if you put your browser into desktop mode, you could probably pull it off. I'm sure it would catch fire. But either way, guys.
Thanks. Really boring really fast.
No, tech talk with Shoky and Rusty as we debate debate what happened to Rikki's PS5.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. By the way, did you ever notice what I changed my name to?
Yes, I did see that, yeah.
Yeah. That was in the middle of Rikki trying to talk. Either way, guys. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
And there's no Rikki in the chats. Okay, bye. Rikki died a long time ago. Chevelle's 4x4 Sean. And of course, there's a delay in the chat. Either way, bye, guys. Let's see if I can. Let me see if I can hit this button and actually get it to go. Nope, not that button. Hold on.
Stay fresh, cheese bags. There, I got it in there.
Damn it.
I see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots and a sexy body full of tats. Baby's bad.
Solid finish.